Okay, while this is playing, we have a couple of Streamlabs notifications to go through. So let me grab those. So we have Nate RR. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. I was going to say we'll let it wait until it plays out, but I forgot it's like 30 seconds. It's going to stay on the screen. So thank you for following. I appreciate it. And then after that one, we also have this one. Devil Moth. Also, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Okay, that takes care of those. Let me close out of Streamlabs. Apologies for the thunder and lightning in the background. Mother Nature is throwing a fit today. Well, waited to throw a fit until explicitly when I was going to start streaming because, of course, that's how it always goes. It's all right. I'm used to it. So I'll wait like a minute or two, and then we'll get started. Hey, Conker, it's going good. How's it going for you there? Just about to get started and continue on our way through the internment facility. And see where we can go from there. Do I have my notes up? I do. Doing all right, chilling in your room for now. Sounds good, Conker. Sounds like a nice, easy day for now. So that's good. Hopefully it stays that chill for you. Let's see. We can turn that up just a little. Yeah, we can leave it on that volume for now. Okay, it's 4:31. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, let me just make sure that this is where it was before, because after the last time, I definitely don't want to have accidentally... Okay, it's correct. It's where it's supposed to be. After pulling the rich ring on like the fourth gotcha pull, so like the fourth crimson box, loot box that I purchased, I want to make sure that everything is in proper order, because if it was not, I would be incredibly sad right now after having spent 2 days thinking it was there and it not being there. But it's there, so I don't got to worry about it. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Digital Devil Saga 2, the stream edition. Last time, we made it through the underwater cable station and recruited, well, CeeLo we got back, and then we also recruited Roland and the rest of the Lokpala to come help us with our plan to bust Sarah out of prison? I mean, she's not there of her own volition. That's most likely the case. So, yeah, we're going to try to bust her out of the Karma Society Tower. But to do that, we have to create a distraction. And to do that, we have to head on through the internment facility. So that's what we're planning on doing today. And since last time, as I said, I played the gotcha and won. I got the exclusive ring that I wanted to get that you could only get as a rare pull from a crimson box, which is the rich ring. Now, the rich ring, I actually inserted a few crystals into it, like that yellow crystal that we got from Hecaton Kairaz, and then the blue diamond that I got from one of the Aerobus around here. I actually inserted those before I started, so that's why it's got Vitality and Magic +2. It starts with only Luck +1, but it also increases the amount of money that you obtain after battle by 50%, which is significantly good for a game with the kind of economy that this game does. We're going to need to buy a lot of mantras, and the rich ring is basically going to be stuck to Surf's hand for most of the rest of the game, until we no longer need to worry about money near the late game. So yeah, that'll help us out quite a bit with any of the stuff that we need to buy. effectively eliminates any money grinding we would ever need to do in the game. So, with one small exception that doesn't take very long. Speaking of grinding, I also finished out all of the level 1 mantras that I wanted everybody to work on, so everybody is on a level 2 or higher mantra. In CeeLo's case, he's on a level 3 mantra, Fierce Spirit, because it's the only one we have left in order to unlock that esoteric mantra that I was telling you all about last time. So he's going to need to eat, like, a lot while we're in here, so that way he can unlock that and we can get everybody access to that esoteric mantra, because it gets us mutual karma, which you may recall from the last game allows people to get experience from battle even if they're not in the active party. And that's really important for keeping everybody up to snuff in terms of their levels. So we're going to try to work on that, and we'll see where we can go with it today. But that all being said, I've run my mouth enough. Let's keep going through the internment facility, shall we? And I think my supplies are in good shape at the moment.
Not raining right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to take them, you could now, since it's not really raining. I thought it was going to start pouring out of the sky the way that it looked, but...
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, and while you're fighting with other things in here, you may come across other gems that you can get from the various enemies as drops. So, yeah, it might. Like these cat's eyes, more blue diamonds, which I was getting from the Aerobuses. These sapphires are actually the most stat-efficient versions of things that you can get from battles, and I actually managed to get like 4 of them. If you want to play more gacha, essentially, because you insert the sapphire into an item and then it gets a random +3 to a stat. So if you feel like save scumming for that, you can. Me, personally, I'm probably just going to sell them. And speaking of which, I should probably do that before we head further into the facility, because there's only one Mad Mart Express in here, and it is right here. So, yeah, we're going to try to do that before we get too far. Now, one of the things I think I mentioned last time, but I'm not 100% sure about that, is that if you are looking to munch on things, the best status that you can possibly get for munching on things is the shock status on an enemy. So, like, the Anzu over here is shocked, so if I want to eat him, basically any physical attack on him will now result in a critical hit, which makes it very easy for me to just do this. Munch him, and then just go from there, so. And we do need CeeLo to be eating quite a bit for the near future, because, well, he's working on a level 3, so as you can see, even from eating one single thing, it doesn't really get him a whole lot by comparison to other people. Everybody else is working on level 2, though, so they'll get there eventually. They'll be in good shape. So, we'll just see what we can do about that. Remember what, Johnny? You seem to have cut your own sentence off at the end there. Yeah, it's just a little typo, unfortunately, but that's okay. I think I also pulled a couple of things from the loot boxes, a couple of fire bombs, this Dark Veil. I think I got another wild card from it as well. So, those are there. I'll hold on to these firewalls. They might come in handy in the future, but anything that isn't vitality or magic from these gemstones that we've got, I'm just going to sell, because we'll never need any of the other ones, and I don't feel like playing roulette wheel with the sapphires to see if I get the correct stat out of them. So I'll just get the ones that I care about, which is vitality and magic. So there you go. Hey, piece of Yoshi, how's it going? Yes, Johnny is trying his best. He's doing the best he can, considering he's stuck in enemy territory. He has to run the Express Mart, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter that he made a typo. He's out here having his best day, no matter what, because, well, you gotta have your best day if you're willing to sell to people in enemy territory. That's quite a feat, you know? Oh, yeah, I forgot. I think I set Fire Boost on Surf, so he may one-shot some of the enemies that are weak to fire in here. It's fine. It means everybody gets some Atma points, but CeeLo's the main one we gotta worry about getting the most Atma. He's gotta eat, like, every battle, and that'll catch him up. Well, not really catch him up, but it'll work him on Fierce Spirit to the point where he's gonna be able to have it unlocked before a certain point in the dungeon that I would like him to have it unlocked. And this early area is kind of sprawling, though. Like, you'll run into quite a few battles in these tight hallways, so take advantage of the time that you have and the enemy encounters that you get into to eat things, because you may not get the chance to later on in the dungeon. So, nice dodge, CeeLo. I was gonna say, usually when they pull the camera back like that quickly, it's either a crit or a dodge, so gotta watch for that one. Yeah, I might have to take Fire Boost off of Surf So that CeeLo has a chance to eat because, well, I mean, that's not bad, I guess. The Anzu are the ones you want to eat mainly because they give more AP. At least from my experience, they give more AP than the other enemies in here. So. Oh, because you need gear SMH. Oh, I know. You got it's part of that old grind for gear. You know how it goes. Of course, with these trolls, I still can't one-shot them with Surf, which is good. I may have to fix that when I level up and get more magic, but yeah, for now, Agi sets those trolls up very nice for CeeLo so that he can just do this. Alright, so now grab this. Someone is singing very obnoxiously on the TV upstairs, so that's fun. Stop killing everything. No, I must kill everything. Okay, so let's take care of this. I might Mad Rush. See how that does for us. Okay, that gets rid of the Aerobus and it sets up the Anzu for CeeLo, so that's what I wanted. Couldn't have done much better than what we got there. Usually when you try that, you miss completely and you end up with some missing press turns, but it's fine. We'll bring Roland and Argela back into the party in a little bit, by the way. I'm just mainly keeping CeeLo in here so he can get Fierce Spirit worked on. And I mean, we're getting blue diamonds while we're at it, so those will come in handy for any other accessories that we find. So. But if he doesn't kill everything, everything will kill him. Then the obnoxious singing is your punishment. I mean, that's fair. I'll take it. If the obnoxious singing is what this, you know, what I have to take for killing everything, then I suppose I'll take it then. I think this is the way you're supposed to... Hey, look, another blue diamond. Yeah, this is the way you're supposed to go. So before we go here, let's go back this way. There's a little side path with a fancy little treasure over there that I'd like to grab. And now you see why I've invested so heavily in Vitality for Surf, and will continue to do so in the future, because he can actually live through a round of the Aerobuses spamming Agilao at him because of my Vitality and Magic now. So, yeah, that helps a little bit. I would like to meet Dia. I might just regular Dia, actually, because I can get rid of this guy. And then Gale can Dia. I'll have him Dia Surf since he's in the yellow on health. And then CeeLo, go for it. Nice job, buddy. While CeeLo's eating like this, there's a particular karma ring that we're actually going to get in just a moment that will be rather nice for him and for Argela, for that matter, when she comes back in the party. But I probably won't equip it just yet, and you'll see why once we find it. I think it's in this little side path, so... Okay, we have an ambush. I want to handle this ambush. I suppose I could throw some of those fire bombs that I got. I mean, they're just sitting here. Might as well, because they'll do some good damage to the Anzu. I think he's almost dead, so I think I should be able to finish him like this. Yeah, there we go. And then you are weak to guns, so let's just shoot this guy and miss completely. That's fine. It's the worst he can do, Zanmum me. No big deal. There we go. See? Ain't no thing. Just gotta use the guy that has the most accurate gun, that's all. Also, Surf is almost done with Sramana, so I may actually want to turn around and head back to the save point, because the next save point is a bit of a ways away, so... That's why this first section of the dungeon takes so long, is because the enemies give you just enough AP to where you can't quite make it 2 rooms without mastering something, so... You almost end up having to go back and forth until you're finally no longer actually worried about that particular mantra. Like you're on level 3s or something. Well, you won't get to level 3s in here, I don't think, unless you're talking about Fierce Spirit, so... I probably should have just killed that guy because he decided hard mode, fuck you, and we all know how that works. So, let's try that one again, shall we? There we go. And then CeeLo, go for it. Nice. Now they both get some. Yeah, I got Gale working on Yaksa for no particular reason, just because it's needed in order to get to some other stuff for him later. And I got Arjula working on Fallen Hero because she's going to want to have Medea at some point in the future here. Roland, we got him on Earth Shrine just because I want him to work on Terra skills till he gets to Tirazi. Eventually I'll want CeeLo to work on that as well as Zanma. So we'll get from there. Hey Marie, how's it going? Starting to look up what's going on with your company. The issue keeps getting resolved temporarily and you're sure no one is after a permanent solution? Oh, that's weird. Well, hopefully they invest in a permanent solution so that it doesn't become a bigger problem for you or for anybody else. I don't know exactly what it is. It's hard to tell from those details, but hopefully it doesn't become a big problem. Okay, see, look at a strength increase. That's not too bad. Get wrecked. That was so poorly timed. Oh, no, it's fine. Hard mode just occasionally decides, nope, fuck you, you're going to miss this turn. You could have Tsukikaja +3 and hard mode could just decide, nope, not this turn. It's a pretty normal thing, honestly. I'm kind of used to it from from Nocturne doing it to me, so I'm not really... It doesn't particularly bother me unless it happens like over and over again in the same battle. Then it's like, okay, game, you're just cucking me for no reason now. Like you're gonna throw enough random battles at me where I'll make up the money that you're forcing out of my pocket by making me miss this whole time. So I don't know what you think this is doing. You're stalling? Is that what you're doing? I don't know, but yeah, it doesn't particularly bother me. That troll has like 1 HP left. So you hang on, watch. Yeah, even Surf can handle it, and he's only got 4 strength, so. And we got Sramana now that we're in front of the save points. That's good. They won't. It's been a couple of months, and it keeps happening. It's the reason why you're fed up with having to ask someone to get off their rear and fix it. Yeah, if it's been going on for a couple months, then I could definitely see that being a pain in the ass to, you know, ask people, hey, what's going on with this? Can we fix it? You know, it's like, okay, could you actually fix it for good this time? Have you tried just hitting? Kicking? Oh, I want to do some kicking. Durr! You mean like that? Yes, I have tried just hitting. Occasionally it works. Most of the time, eh. And I mean, you don't have to eat in every single fight, but it makes the grind a little easier, especially if you're getting level 3 mantras, so. What else do I want for Surf? Ice Demon? Ice Demon. We're gonna work him on buffs, like we'll get him done with Bakuni and then eventually Karma, but I think I'll go get Ice Demon before we do that, just so that he can say he's got it. So. Yeah, like I said, just to save on the grind a little bit. You get a little bit of AP in each fight, but, I mean, you think about it this way. If you don't eat in a good chunk of the fights, you don't get back 10% of your MP every time you eat, because we have Ingest Mana equipped, so we get back 10% of our MP every time we eat. And we get the mantras that we want faster if we eat, so it's a win-win, really. And again, you don't have to, but I've already kind of set a precedent to do that from the first game where I was eating in basically every fight, so I don't know, it's just easier to continue the trend in this one, I suppose. Well, CeeLo's about half done with getting Fierce Spirit done, so that's pretty good. Probably come back to this save point. Oh, hang on, let me save in a different slot. There we go. Probably come back to this save point a couple of more times, and eventually, no matter what everybody's working on, I think I'll probably switch them all over to that one esoteric mantra that we're going to unlock once he's done eating. And once we do that, I can actually tag him and Gale out of the party for a little bit and let Arjula and Roland come back in. But I think what we'll do, excuse me, is we'll try to go get that that one ring I was talking about in the next room, and then we'll come back to the room after that. Gale, I actually don't want you to eat yet because you're getting close to being done with Yaksa, so I'd rather Surf eat because he's not as close. So. There we go. And of course, we always have to worry about stomach aches at this point. We don't have Iron Stomach on anybody, so we'll have to, you know, potentially use Disaches or Ache D. I have Ache D equipped on CeeLo just for that particular purpose. And Arjula will have that soon enough because you get it from the Medea mantra, so. We got it all planned out. I was going to say, ooh, is this going to be a Nocturne battle where they just get press turns? No, it is not. They just decided to, you know, do a little extra to me. That's okay. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I'm not going to stop them. Probably save the Anzu for CeeLo. Just let Gale eat since, you know, it's easier. Could have gotten to Surf's turn and let him eat, but... eh. Oh, by the way, play Royal, and then Strikers. See, I think I'm actually in a unique position when it comes to which games I've played for my channel. I was thinking about it before. I could actually play Strikers for the channel. Like, I wouldn't have much of an excuse to not play it, because I already played through Persona 5, the vanilla version of Persona 5, which is the timeline, from what I understand, that Strikers jumps off of, because the characters that were introduced in Royal are not in Strikers. Again, this is from what I understand, having not played the game, but, yeah. So, I'm in a unique position where I actually could play Strikers for the stream, and it would make sense, because it goes off of what I've already done, you know, so. I'm gonna have Gale transform. We don't need CeeLo transform for this one, because he doesn't combo Tentara Fu. I think I'll throw a medical kit just for safety. These guys kind of hurt. Especially when they hit Surf. But as you can see, even with an Agilao plus that, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Tentara Fu, goodbye. Usually what they do, though, if they get a weakness hit or a critical hit, is they'll summon a reinforcement, which is just like, pacha, because that reinforcement just gets me more money and more EXP and more Atma points, so yeah. We're in good shape. Alright, I'm gonna wait until Gale gets Yakuza. We'll just hang around right here, and then we'll move along after that. Oh, now the encounter rate goes down. It's just because it wants to get me into a Berserk battle. Nah, it's fine. Okay. Some Zeo up. Oh, we got 2 shocks. Very nice, very nice. I'm gonna have Gale eat, actually, just to guarantee that he gets, what's it called? So, Yakuza done. And then, of course, we'll have CeeLo eat, because CeeLo needs all the AP right now. Oh, it's just one of the party members? Okay, that doesn't appear in Strikers. Okay. See, I was under the impression that it's like a whole separate timeline. I don't know how true that is, though. So, alright, Gale got done with Yakuza. We have Void Death, although it's not nearly as quintessential in this game as it was in the first game. You don't need it in every dungeon in this one, so. There's a lot more of a mixture of demons that don't really use as many instant death spells in this one, so. They use Hama in the next dungeon, but we'll worry about that when we get there. And for unlocking Yakuza, we've expanded the mantra grid. Is this the last time it expands? Yes, yes it is. Once you get those red lines on the outside, that's the end of the expansions of the mantra grid. Now, as you can see, though, there are little sections of it where it looks like they're not complete. Like there's one side of that red line that's not filled in. So once you get over to these ones, you may unlock something else by, you know, getting to the edges of the grid here. But we aren't going to be needing to worry about that for a little while yet, so. Say Strikers would be better to play between the two, since while Royal did improve some things from Vanilla, not much was changed in terms of the story pre-final Vanilla fight. Yeah, that's true. From what I understand, Royal mainly changed things after the Vanilla final fight when they did like the quote-unquote third semester. Although I don't know if it's even a semester, it's just like a couple of months in the game, if I recall. I don't know. I try not to look these things up so I don't spoil myself for when I ever do play them. I want to try to play them as fresh as I can, you know, so. Alright, so Gale needs Ramana as well to work on his eating stuff, because we need to go all the way up to here, just in this line. But he also needs Bolt Lord, so I think I'll get Bolt Lord for him, because why the heck not? And then we'll go back to Ramana from there. Alright, how's everybody else doing? Argel and Roland will still be a little while, Surf will be a little while, and CeeLo will probably be coming back here in just a minute to fix that for him, so. There we go. Made a 4th effing ticket about getting your full pay. Love the irony in this is that the company swapped to a new pay schedule earlier in the year to make sure people would get their full pay and on time. Literally, that's exactly what's happening here. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, and if it's concerning pay, too, like, that's not something that you want to ignore. That's something that you want to get on top of ASAP, because people aren't getting paid their full amount. They're going to be pretty unhappy with the results there. So, all right, let's try to get to that room this time, or that hallway in the next room. Okay, argue loud, that's fine. Flame breath, that's probably also fine. Yeah, especially if it doesn't hit Surf. Like, Gale's taking a bit of a beating, but we'll be all right. Especially when that happens, because that makes things a lot easier. We can't eat while they're frozen like that, but I can at the very least use some of these rations that I got. And then, Gale, why don't you put them away? Nice. Very good, very good. We won't get any eating AP from that. Like, as you can see, if you don't eat in a battle, I mean, not only do you not gain MP, but you also only get a smidgen of what you'd normally get in terms of your AP draws. Apologies, I need to put a jacket on. My AC is turned on and it is getting cold in here. Okay, there we go. Ugh. Alright, there we go. Now I'm good. Let's continue. You're the only one on your shift who even brought it up last time, a couple weeks ago. Even your shift lead didn't bring it up until you had already said something. Shows how much anyone cares. Yeah, I would think that, especially with pay, I would think that would be something that everybody would be on the stick about, you know what I mean? But, yeah, it's kind of weird that not too many people are, you know, talking their ear off about that. I know around here, at least in my last job, would have been something that they would have talked HR's ear off about. So, let's say we heal, because I didn't do it after the last battle. And then we Tentar Fu and just send this guy to the Shadow Realm. There we go.
Good Lord.
Yeah. It's a commercial, so that's why it's louder than the usual stuff. I really thought, like, years ago, didn't they have a law or something that passed that said that they couldn't do that with commercials, where they, like, turn the volume up on the commercials? I could have sworn there was a U.S. law passed about that, and I swear they just ignored it. Oh, this isn't the ring that I was talking about. Okay. Must be in a different dungeon. Well, the Phantom Ring isn't too bad, though. We can take a look at it while we're here. We go down here. There it is. So it increases agility in human form. It's almost like having one Tsukakaja on when you're in human form. So if you're going to use human form for a fight, well, it's not too bad. During regular battles, though, I typically don't use human form because, well, you don't start in human form, so usually I don't bother to transform back. So, it's not the one I thought it was, but that's okay. We'll find the one I thought I was looking for probably soon enough. I thought it was in this dungeon, but it could be in the next one. Excuse me. But no big deal. The more rings we have, the more versatility we have in any given fight, so... There's that, and then, I think CeeLo can kill the guy with Devour. Let's see, especially with that strength boost. Yeah, there's just enough. I think he has about 100 HP, so just barely. But that'll work. I'm gonna get him pretty close, too. You're positive they don't care? As long as they get something, they don't seem to care if it's a full amount or not. Don't think that's a thing that people would enforce. Yeah, probably not. I wish it would be something they would enforce, because Jesus Christ, some commercials go like way over the top with their volume, as we've seen before. But I don't know. Bit of financial responsibility you expect adults to have. Have not met a single adult like that ever since you entered the adult world. Oh no, I get that, believe me. There's expectations set about the adult world when we're kids, and then we get there and it's like, where's the kaboom, you know? But yeah. Not always there. But I get you. Are they newer? Have they been at the company for a while? Because if they've been there for a while, there's just the chance that they've given up. Some newer, some been at this company for multiple years. Doesn't matter. You're not a weakling and you want your full pay every paycheck. No, I get that part. Yeah, no. I'm right there in your corner for that one. You need the full pay from each paycheck because that's your livelihood. You know what I mean? So... And I think, yep, that's all Fierce Spirit, all done for CeeLo, and not a single stomachache was had while he was getting there. Let's just hope that was enough to make sure that we don't get one in the future. It'll probably happen. Who am I kidding? I'm going to give Surf a little more vitality and magic. I'll probably do +2 vitality, +1 magic each level here, just because he needs the extra vitality to survive all those Agilaus. Once we get in the next dungeon, it won't be as big of a deal, but... because, you know, there won't be as many Aerobuses around trying to murder me with their spicy chili pepper breath. So... And Mono complains about their RNG luck. SMH, my head's so privileged. I've been privileged in this game, that's for sure. Because I've got this whole min-maxing thing down, and we also got Zelos. No stomach aches along the way, for now, so... Okay, so now, as you can see, we have all 6, not necessarily on the same grid, but we have all 6 of the mantras around that purple one unlocked. So that unlocks the secret mantra, this esoteric, right in the middle. So Esoteric 1 mantra has been revealed, and if we take a look at it, for $3,000 we can get mutual karma on whoever we get it for, so that will allow us to gain experience even if our characters are out of the party. And that's pretty nice, and I am most likely going to switch everybody off of what they are doing so that they can get this ASAP. So let's go do that for everybody. It's not as important. Whatever they're doing right now is not as important as getting mutual karma, because them being able to gain levels outside of the party is the most important thing right now. So even Surf, because there will be some situations where I won't be using Surf in the party, and there's quite a bit of experience to go around in certain cases, like where there's boss fights where I won't be using him. So alright, so let's have Arjula do this, and then we'll switch back once we're done getting this, and it will use a good chunk of our money, but that's okay. We'll be back to it in no time, thanks to that rich ring. I mean, we started the episode with like 14,000, so... At least everyone's mantra grids are connected, so you don't have to surround the node on every grid. Yes, and that's a really nice quality of life thing. Like, if they're going to change the mantra grid, you got to make sure that that's one of the things that you do, so that way you don't have to be like, okay, everybody has to learn this skill. And I can see how in Atlas's case they were like, yeah, if we do that, everyone's going to end up being all the same, and we don't want that. We want the characters to have identities and where they actually do different things, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I could see them having that conversation among the developers and being like, yeah, it's probably for the best that we make it so that that part, the esoterics at least, are connected. So, alright, so let's swap rings around. We'll give the magic ring to Roland. We'll give the vital ring to Arjula. We'll let her sit in the front of the party for now, because she has the highest agility among these three. And then we'll save, and we'll head off and see how many of these esoterics we can get mastered. It won't be long now, and then we'll be able to have everybody at, well, close to the same level. Roland kind of lags a little behind on the experience in the early part of the game. As you can see, he's level 12, whereas everybody else has reached levels 13 through 15, but he'll make up for it eventually. It's no big deal. It's kind of like how it was in DDS 1, where certain people in the early game will need more experience or less experience than others, and then by the late game they need less experience to level up, and you know, others need more. So, okay, Ankat times 1. Agilao attack, that's fine. Let's just, you don't have Medea yet, so that's okay. We don't particularly need it. All we need is Tentar Fu. Goodbye. And I haven't even initiated on Surf's turn yet, and we're still doing almost 250 damage with each Tentar Fu. Yeah, this dungeon, it's a when in doubt situation with Tentar Fu. It uses a good chunk of your MP, but, I mean, Surf has 196 MP at the moment, so yeah, I don't think I gotta worry about that too much. It does hit so hard. It's medium damage at a point where you're still using small damage skills, so yeah, and we have 30-something magic. So it just one-shots the vast majority of the things in this dungeon. No big deal. Let's see. You can Miragi, but I don't want to do that because one guy here, you're weak to it, but you, I think, reflect it. And then vice versa for Bufu, so just single target it. Do this to get rid of the bigger threat. I mean, I could Tentara Fu this fight if I really wanted to, but it's probably fine. Roland got a stomachache. Oh boy, that's fine. I have the extra press turns, so probably if I get this going... We don't have HD on Argila yet, but we'll get it eventually. Then we do this with Fire Boost. Yeah, it won't quite get you there, but... Well, I guess you're eating twice this time, Roland. That's fine. Because otherwise I would have had to go to the second round, and I would have lost out on that sweet, sweet Monet. Yeah, look how quick that goes up when you eat more than one thing in a fight. So... Small to medium is double the multiplier? Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah, about, yeah. It's like roughly double the damage, and then medium to large is like... I don't think it's quite double for medium to large. It's a little less than that, because that would be a lot of damage if that's the case. But, I mean, it might be. It's been a little while. We'll try to compare it once we get the Dyne skills. So... But I mean, I understand why Tentarafu hits that hard, because it is, out of all of the panic skills you can get in the game, it's the only one that actually inflicts damage that isn't a physical attack. So it kind of has to hit pretty hard anyway, because you're not going to get anything like it for the rest of the game, so, you know. And it will be very useful all throughout the game, not just as a combo skill, but also in other cases too, so... I'm going to have Surf and Argila eat because they didn't get to eat last time, so... And they've been Tentarafuing up a storm, so... No, Argila got a stomachache. Well, that will complicate things a little bit here, but it's probably alright. I can probably still Devour with Surf. We'll just do a little press turn skipping and see how it all goes here. Or we'll get that to happen, and... well, we already know that this fight I'm not going to get the most money, so I might as well just try again. I could heal Roland, but he can heal himself if we end up in a crappy situation again. Actually, I'm going to do it with Argila's turn, because then I can skip and do this. And then try again. Eventually we'll get it. There we go. Good work, team. It only took 3 rounds. Okay. And CeeLo and Gale will slowly work their way up with those esoterics, so don't worry about them too much. Roland got a level up, that's good. Got some agility, that's good. That's the stat that he has the most trouble with for right now. So. And there's a Narcissus, another plant that we can sell. Very good. I think we should be able to make it to the next save point before Roland finishes that esoteric mantra, so that should be alright for us. It's a little bit of a ways away yet, but we'll make it, I think. We just won't go exploring yet. We'll make a beeline for the next save points. That way I can come back and look around and then go back there. Oh, good. Nekomatas. They are weak to Zeo, as I recall, because they were also weak to Zeo and Nocturne, so that one was an easy one. We got one Frighten, and we got one Shock, and I think I'll just have Roland do this. Yeah, to get rid of her, because, well, you know, it's easier, I think. There's that, and then there's this. And then that way CeeLo and Gale can still get a little bit of AP from this fight, because they otherwise wouldn't, so. I do have to ask again, because I asked it previously and I'm going to ask it now, why do Nekomatas have Thunder Rods? They're weak to it, so what are you doing with those? Is this going to be like that joke in the SNES version of Final Fantasy IV that somehow got past the censors even though it was said by an 8-year-old kid? I don't know. Well, anyway. If you go through this door, there's actually something special behind that door, but we'll come back to that one once we find the save point, which I believe is right down here. They're teaching you, sorta, that maybe that's their weakness. Yeah, I could see that. I had a very different sense of what they were trying to teach me with that one, apparently. Oh, my mind was all the way in the gutter there. Yeah, 250 damage on Surf's turn with that. That's not to be messed with. And we get a revival bead from it. That's not too bad. Plus, as you can see, Surf and Argila are back up where Roland is now that they've eaten a little bit, so. Take a cold shower, then. Ah, yeah, that'll help. Wonder what this is all about. Looks like a little conveyor belt. Well, maybe we'll come back to that later. A Berserk battle. Nice. That means 100% run rate. Goodbye. I don't know. I'm going to blame Final Fantasy IV again on this one. In this case, it's the Super Nintendo version where... Monster in a Box. Okay. That's fine. There was a line spoken. There's one character that you can get in your party that's like... He's a young mage and he's like 8 years old or something. And at the end of the game, he's talking to this girl in his village. And he asks her, if I recall correctly from the SNES translation, he asks her if she wants to see his fire rod. And it's like, that is not something that an 8-year-old child should know anything about yet. What are you talking about? So, oh yeah, actually, Aerobus are really good to fight in this one, because not only can they drop blue diamonds for the vitality boost from your rings, they also drop Dakaja rocks, which means we don't need to have as much Dakaja, and I'm all for that, because it takes a while to get Dakaja in this one, so... You know, they kind of kick my ass in order to get me there, but it's alright, we'll just heal. It'll be fine. Okay. We're all head full here. We're running into walls, that's okay. What we got here? You could see this from the other side of the fence if you really wanted to, but... Excuse me. Oh, there's that medical kit that I tossed. Actually used it this time, and I got another one back. Good. Okay, well, with that being said, we can go find the save point now, because, well, we're not quite done with that esoteric there, but we'll be done with it shortly. And I have a plan for that special door over there, and I'll tell you what that is in just a little bit. Should probably do this here, just so I don't boost it over top. Let's get... yeah, let's get a little bit of AP for CeeLo and Gale, and then do this with Roland. There we go. Get him a little bit of MP back, too, so that's nice. The more MP we get back from Ingest Mana, the less MP we have to heal when we get to a restore point. So... And Argela got more magic and more agility. Always good. More of the magic than the agility that I'm worried about, but since she's in the first slot of the party, if my theory is correct, her getting agility is good, because if I recall correctly, the chance of the enemy getting the first strike in battle is dependent on only the agility of the first character in your party. Don't know how true that is, if it's the same as it was in Nocturne, but that's what I think it is, so... Okay, this is one of those battles where it's just like, okay, you know what, fuck you, goodbye. Like, I don't even care. I don't have to care, I have Tentarafu, it hits for 170 damage without me even trying, on a neutral hit, so, like, goodbye. Get out of my face. And sure, it uses 15 MP on each character that uses it, but... It's fine, we'll get it back. Don't worry about it, I got it. Control room. Yeah, I don't think we're getting in there anytime soon. Okay, well, maybe we'll be able to get in there later. And that was on the other side of the room. I didn't have the camera panned over there, but you think this is the other end of that conveyor belt, maybe? Yeah, it does look a little jank. What the hell is that all over the floor and the machinery? It's probably nothing good. Let me just go around here and fill the map out. And as you can see, we now have a large terminal over here, so that's pretty good. That will come in handy as a nice little checkpoint for us. Do I want to restore while I'm here? I don't think... Oh, that's not what I want. Whoops. This is what I want. Nah, I think we'll be okay for now, because I'm going to go back in the dungeon just a little bit. As for mantras, how we doing there? So my plan here is that I'm actually going to have Argela eat again so she gets up close to where Roland is with this esoteric, and then we're going to bring CeeLo and Gale back into the party for a very specific encounter that we're going to get into in just a minute. But we need to go back to that special door in order to get into that encounter, so I'm going to save here, and then we'll go backwards and we'll check it out. And if my calculations are correct, by the time we're done with that special encounter, we should all be, at the very least, very close to getting Esoteric 1 finished, if not completely done. So, but we'll find out momentarily, won't we? Okay, let's see how we do here. That's a crit, yep. From the, you can tell from the camera angle, like I said, where they pull it out real quick like that. See, like there they don't pull it out, so it's not a crit. We need Miragi, and I'd like to eat here, so let's do this so that we don't accidentally kill them. I want Argila to eat. I guess I could have Surf eat as well, so let me go try this. Okay. Well, at least Argila will get to eat. Go for it. There we go. Yeah, that's not really going to help you where you're going, sir. I can meet Dia, right? Yeah, because they've both got Dia sets, so we don't need to have it on one person. We can have it on multiple. Let's just do this now. See if it kills. Yeah, it does. Good. Alright, now they're both in pretty good shape. Esoteric 1 is basically a 2-star difficulty mantra, as I recall, so it doesn't take too much to get it to the point where it's, like, easily done, you know? So, okay, I think we're okay for now. Just go back this way. I'll keep Argil and Roland in the party until we get to that door, and then I'll swap them out. Or until they master Esoteric 1, in which case I'll swap them out then as well. Do I Tentarafu this? Can I do this without Tentarafu? That's the real question. I'm gonna try. Let's do this. Let's see. So we gotta get rid of that guy. I guess I could Zeo him. And then we can maybe throw a Molotov? Because if I Molotov here, I'll get a free press turn, and then we can still Miragi, and that'll kill them. So, yeah, there we go. Accomplishes the same result as just Tentarafuing, but, well, if you didn't have Tentarafu, that's probably the most efficient way to do that battle, is by doing something like that. Using an item while you're doing it, but, it's alright. Okay, so before we go in here, let me just see here. So we want Gale in the party, we want CeeLo in the party. Let's take the rings off on Argila and Roland. Just leave the rich ring glued to Surf's hand forever. That's fine. Absolutely. CeeLo, Surf, Gale, and then set those rings back. Get used to this, because we're going to be doing the ring swap quite a lot. We'll be playing musical rings by the time we're done with the game, that's for sure. Trying to think of a game with actual musical rings in it. Knights has musical rings in it, doesn't it? So it's not going to be exactly like that, but it will be something. That was a bad reference. Let's just go in the door. Okay, so here's our first field hunt of the game. You may recall these from DDS 1. There are weak demons in the area. You'll turn into Surf's demon form, and you can run around and kill them, and eventually, if you kill enough of them in the first game, a Mitama would spawn, and you could get into a battle with that one, and then you would get a whole bunch of AP from fighting and killing them. They changed it a little bit in this version, and I'll explain it as we go here. Because in the first version, you had a time limit, and you have one in this one as well, but you had to get the Mitama to spawn within that time limit. In this version of the game, the Mitamas spawn anyway. It doesn't matter how much time you spend or how many demons you kill. You just have to get as many of them as you can within the time limit, and that will determine your base AP draw from this field hunt. So everyone will at least get a participation credit within this field hunt because you, well, actually went ahead and did it. If you can kill the Mitamas at the end of it, well then you'll get all the more AP. And like I said, the Mitamas will spawn at the end of the time limit anyway, no matter how many things that you've actually killed. No matter how many weak demons you've killed. So, there we go. And I think in this particular case, you want to get up to like 30 if you can, or more. But I don't think that's too hard. I think right around here, they start spawning a few in this room. So like, they'll spawn these here, and then they'll spawn a couple over here. They'll spawn a couple over here again. Yep, there we go. You get ranked for each hunt at the end of it, by the way, but the rank doesn't really determine anything. It just determines, hey, this is how much AP you got, essentially, from this hunt, so. Alright, let's see if we can get up to 35 here. Let's see. Yep, we should be able to. Yep, there we go. Well, we missed that one, but that's okay. Because as you can see, now the Mitamas will close in on us. Everyone will get AP from the things that we just killed, and now we can try to kill the Mitamas to get even more AP, which is why I brought CeeLo and Gale into the party, because if they get the chance to eat in this fight, they will get a lot of AP for it. So, yeah, that's the plan. I have a bunch of Ice Blasts, don't I? Yes, I do. Okay, so we're going to use a few of these because we've got a whole bunch of them. That should frighten a few of them, which is the idea here. You want to frighten as many as you can to do as much damage as you can after this with your press turns, so that's what I'm going to try to do. We have 3 frightened, so I think I'll do one more Ice Blast. Yeah, that'll get us a whole 3 press turns to let them do stuff, and then we'll go from there. They have a lot of HP, though, so it's going to be a little bit before you actually manage to KO them. So we'll have to devour a few times to get them dead, as you can see. But we'll just work on them one at a time. Okay, the main one I was hoping to work on there was for CeeLo and Gale, but, well, now we know they're about 2 devours away from dying, so if I get this one devoured next turn, CeeLo should get it, and then the one on the right I should be able to get with Gale after that. So now they rock Kakaja, and they suit Kakaja, and they do all of that stuff as well, but it's really not a huge deal, so... Alright, let's Ice Blast again. Just to get them all frightened. There we go. I'm going to have Surf Devour on this guy. Just to start him off, we'll go have Gale do this one. There we go. And then, ideally, CeeLo will eat this one. Hopefully I do enough. I didn't quite do enough. Okay. Well, at least one of them's still sticking around. And both of them did, actually, so that puts us in even better shape, because that means that we should be able to eat the both of them if we do this correctly. So, let's see, that didn't frighten any of them. Let's just try to, let's just do a regular Bufu on this guy. Okay, that's not good. Try to do this before they run away. Okay, didn't quite get it. So, if he hadn't dodged there, I would have been able to get one for CeeLo as well. He'll still get the participation credit, but Surf and Gale are going to be the main ones that get a whole bunch of AP out of that one. But that's the idea, essentially, is you want to try to get them frightened and then just murder them as quickly as possible with your devouring skills. So CeeLo won't quite have Esoteric 1, but that's okay. We'll leave him in the party and let him eat for a little bit, and then he'll get it eventually. So, and our hunt result is... Rank A, it was delicious. So we could get anywhere from, I think, rank D to rank S. So we did pretty good in that one. Now, what you can actually do in this game is that the demon presences have faded. Now, because we actually ate the Mitamas in that fight, they will never spawn in this area again. If you had not eaten the Mitamas, and this is also true in DDS1, if you had not eaten the Mitamas and they just ran away from you without you getting the chance to eat them, they will respawn after a certain number of solar cycles. So you could, if you were doing, let's say, a low-level game, you could abuse this corridor by just standing in here, because there are no encounters in this corridor no matter what. So you could just run in circles in this corridor over and over again for 5 solar cycles until they respawn, exit and come back in, and just not kill any of the Mitamas, let them run away, then just run around in circles again, and you can master mantras if you have the patience to do that. I don't personally have the patience to do that, but you can do it if you so choose, so... Okay, I just wanted to double check on something before we continue here. Alright, so now that that's the case, let's head back to the save point. We'll let CeeLo get a little more eating done so he can get mutual karma, and then he'll be all caught up with everybody, and we can move right along. That's the main one that I wanted to get from this dungeon anyway. Beyond that, the main one that I would want to get would be their level 2 attacking skills, but we'll work on that. It's not really a huge priority yet, so... yeah, let's just Tentarafu him. Not like anybody needs the AP except CeeLo, so... Oh, one of them dropped a ration. So that's cool. And Gale got Strength and Vitality. That's pretty good. What'd you find, Gale? Okay. We got this curse. Okay, cool. That might eventually come in handy. We're not going to get... Well, that's not true. In the next dungeon on the upper floors, there is an enemy that can curse you, so... It might come in handy for us in a little while. Alright, so our map looks pretty well filled out for now, right? Yeah, okay. And that part is also, even though it's slightly off-center. But that's okay. Yeah, do as much as you can with your AP while we're here, because once we go downstairs from here, which is what that door goes to, it'll get a little harder to get AP in here. I'll just put it that way for now. Okay, this shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. Let's do that. There we go. I should mention also that when you use a combo skill like that, let's say, I don't want to devour because that would not be good for CeeLo, so we'll just do that. This. When you use a combo skill like Miragi in that case, normally Miragi would, because I have Fire Boost, it would do a whole bunch more damage. The boosting passive skills that you have on the character do not affect the power of combo skills, even if that character initiates the combo. So, just so you know. In case you're wondering why suddenly I'm doing 80 damage again with it when I should have been doing a lot more. Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, CeeLo's done with Mutual Karma, so that was easy. Let's get to the save point, and then everybody can work on the mantras they were working on before. I think I will heal everybody now that we're here, because we got a little bit of money to throw around. And we don't have to use it on getting mantras, because, well, we already had some bought before this, so. Alright, so there's that. And it behaves just like a regular old mantra as well. So if, let's say, you're in a situation where you don't have all of the mantras around it unlocked, it will unlock them for you now. So now, let's say, if I wanted Roland to get Fierce Spirit, he could go get it. The only case where this will actually become a thing that I actually do is in this case with CeeLo, because Fire Spirit for him is right over here. So I'm going to go grab that for him right now, actually, because he went straight from Fierce Spirit to Esoteric 1. So let's grab him this. We'll get this for him really quickly, and then we'll be done with level 1s for the entire game. Yeah, for the entire game. So. Oh, yeah, and I gotta set everybody back on their regular mantras. And with everybody at the levels that they're at, now Surf should only be approximately a level and a half to 2 levels above everybody for the entire game, so that's not too bad. Alright, now I just gotta remember which mantras I was working on. Surf had Ice Demon, so there's that. Argela had Fallen Hero, so she's gotta go back here. Okay. Let's get that for her. But as you can see, our money has gone all the way back up thanks to the Rich Ring now, so we don't have to worry too much about us being out of money with the stuff that we're buying. Okay, you weren't on Sramana, you were on Bolt Lord, so that's over here. That's just Fallen Hero, right? Yeah, you don't need that. You're working on that, and then you were working on Earth's Shrine. Yes. And eventually we're going to want you to start working on more buffs, because I would like Sukakaja, please, and thank you. Yeah, the Richie Rich Ring does definitely work quite well in our favor. It's, like I said, it saves a significant amount of money that we would need to find in other ways, because it just increases the amount you get by 50%. So if you're already one-rounding everything, you might as well equip it. It's not too bad in terms of what the slots that it has available. By the time you get it, you probably have a blue diamond and a yellow crystal, and if you don't, you'll get one of each, either from a boss fight or from a treasure chest. So you might as well equip it and use it. So it's pretty good. It's all things considered, it's pretty good. And that's the kind of ring that I actually prefer out of all of them. I usually don't prefer the ones that just give a flat boost to stats, with some exceptions. There are certain cases where that is something I would prefer, but in most cases, I would rather use ones that have different passive effects that you wouldn't normally have in battle, so as we'll see in a little while. We'll get another one that'll be very, very good with the passive effect it has for random battles. So, alright, let's see here. We can set Mutual Karma on Argela and Roland now that they have it. I usually just overwrite Ingest Mana for it because it's just nice and easy. It's usually at the bottom of the list, so I can just go straight up to it from the top of the list to the bottom. And, yeah, then we're in pretty good shape for now. For CeeLo, I think we'll stay here for just a second and run around in this room, just so that CeeLo can get Fire Spirit done before we go downstairs. Because once we go downstairs, like I said, getting AP is a little bit trickier. Oh, look, a Toph. Especially because of the fact that when you go downstairs, there aren't any battles downstairs for a little bit of time. So it's probably for the best that you take care of everything, all of your mantra learning business while you're up here. So, you know, if you're not at max solar noise and the game doesn't keep throwing you into berserk battles. Not that I care, because we can just run away from them, but, you know. But I'm just glad that at this point we managed to get my goal in this facility out of the way fairly early. The main thing that I wanted here was Esoteric 1 to be finished with everybody, and we're done with it now, so that's pretty good. The level 2 elemental skills that's mainly a goal for, like, you want to have it by about the middle of the next dungeon. You want to have them. I mean, you don't need them by the middle of the next dungeon, but definitely by the end of the next dungeon, you want to have your level 2 attacking skills, because they will come in very handy for a couple of particular fights that we'll be getting into, so. Alright, let's do this. Since, you know, that guy just doesn't need to live anymore. Oh, he dropped a clover for me. Nice. A little extra money. And this is the net positive of setting Dia on Roland or Gale, is that we can just sort of... oh, we need healing? Well, we'll just go do it there. So. Okay, so we have Toths. They like to use Ma Revert and reduce your attack power. Thankfully, as I recall, they are also weak to Tentara Fu, so goodbye. Yeah, so in case you were wondering why I wanted it by this point, it just kills everything. Like there's very little, there's very few enemies in this particular dungeon that can resist it. They do exist. There's a couple of larger monsters that are like solo in a battle, like you only fight that monster, that have so much HP that it doesn't matter that you're using Tentara Fu, they will live it. But those enemies are few and far in between, so. I will need to have Gale eat pretty soon, though, because he's starting to run a little low on that MP there. That's the burden of not having my character with the highest magic in the party learning Terrunda, but oh well. Alright, well, CeeLo got 2 magics, that'll be pretty good. And Surf got a level as well, so let's do... yeah, let's do more Vitality and 1 magic. Just to get him a little bit higher on the Vitality while we're in here, you know, with the Aerobuses, so... Excuse me. And this grind shouldn't take too long to get Fire Spirit here. I'm just not running into enemies that I can actually eat. If I was running into enemies that I could eat, this would be over already, but... yeah. It's alright. We'll get there. Here's one where there's enemies I can eat. We might not get the full benefit out of the battle in terms of money, but I'll do the best I can otherwise. Yeah, I might as well just set them up for CeeLo. So there we go. And then... I'm just going to whack the Toth in the face, honestly, with Gale. Okay, so the Troll's set up. Let's do that. Let me see if I can Pulinpa the Toth. It still works. It's a Mind Elemental skill, so it's still his weakness no matter what. But, you know. Apparently he can still dodge while being panicked, though. No, he was looking to leave anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. And there we go. CeeLo's done with Fire Spirit. Good. So that will give him access to the, whatchamacallit, the ailment skills. Basically, we wanted him to get access to Adamant so that he could eventually work on having voids and nullifiers for his ailment weaknesses that he has. So. And now he's got them, so that's good. Go ahead, Gale, you need the MP. Surf needs it a little too, but not as badly as you. Yeah, 750, I keep wanting to say Maka, $750 from each fight is nothing to sneeze at. That's like... You fight 3 battles and you've basically got a mantra already bought at level 2. So, because most of them are about 2,500 to 3,000. So, 3-4 battles, you're done. You already got a mantra right there. So, all right. Now the real question: what do I want CeeLo to work on now that he's done with all his level 1s and Fierce Spirit? Probably Earth Shrine. Tarazi is the main one that I want. It's actually kind of important for a particular fight that we're going to be doing in a little while. So, but we do want him to get Zanma and Tarazi eventually, so I'll get him Earth Shrine now while we're sitting here. There we go. Let's see. And now, let's say we bring Argel and Roland back into the party. That way they can help us out a little bit. I'll do that and then I'll save. Because again, I'd like to have Argela finish Fallen Hero before the end of the dungeon, if possible. It may not happen, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, and then set Ingest Mana. That. Set Mutual Karma. like that. And Surf, you've still got that there, right? Yeah. You don't need both, though, so... I might even give him life bonus instead of fire boost, honestly. Because that'll just give him even more HP, so that if those Aerobuses try to kill him, like, they can Agilao him for days. Unless they just continuously spam Agilao 4 times, they're probably not going to kill him. So... but life bonus is really nice for everybody to have, and everybody will have it if everybody gets done with Sramana. So it'll come in handy for situations where the enemies just do a lot of damage to us, which there are situations coming up where that will be the case. So I'll try to get Sramana on everybody before we really start working our way up there. Because the next dungeon is where the test is in terms of everybody's HP. So... Here, it's not too bad, though. It's mainly just Surf you gotta worry about. So. Oh, that looks ominous. It's like I'm going back in a space mountain. Well, let's go see what's here underneath these purple fluorescent lights. There's a strange sound coming from the other side. Oh, boy. Here we go. Let's go see what it is. Oh, that guy don't look too friendly. I'm the guy who's here to free the prisoners. Who the hell are you? Yeah, that's me. What the hell are you supposed to be? Some kind of xenomorph mixed with a horse? Mixed with a, I don't know, Tibetan shaman? I think that's where Kumbanda comes from, is Tibet? I forget. I don't know where they got the idea to stick his head on a xenomorph's body, though. It's a cool design, don't get me wrong. It's just freaky. I would appreciate if you didn't. Uh-oh. Well, they said we can't take this guy in a straight fight, but let's see what we can do. It can't be that bad, right? Uh-oh. Black bind. I've been bound! My muscles! Now I know how my wallet feels! Go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Put away all your community chest cards. No, that's not the case. They don't force us to do that. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, we're in jail. Now what do we do? Oh, hang on. Someone's knocking on the door. And it's not the jailer. Hey, man, what's up? Yeah, we're in here. Surprised he let you out. He didn't let him out, to be fair. Well, yeah. Yep, so until he's dead, the prisoners are going to stay that way. But the Lokpala have a plan. What's the plan, sir? Ah, okay. Must be some sort of lingering human stigma there. Yeah, apparently so. So, basically, that's what this factory is. When they said it was a processing plant, they meant literally. They take prisoners from various places in the world, they bring them to these internment areas, these internment facilities, these processing plants, and they put them through a meat processor to turn them into what effectively looks like dog food. Excuse me for a moment. Well, there goes my lunch. Anyway. Yeah, and the jailer, of course, eats the food. So that's just fantastic. But if we sabotage his food in some way by poisoning it, or worse, yeah, we can catch him off guard and then we can kill him. I don't think I want to eat him, though, if he's poisoned, you know. Please don't die on stream. That's against TOS. No, I won't. I'll be good. My brain had to process the fact that they're eating people, and it didn't really work out. So anyway, we got to go find the guy that is figuring out what's going on with the food, and he's in one of the cells on this floor to the east. So if we knock on his door, ask us about the weather, and we'll tell him unbearable solar noise, and he'll let us in. So that's how we know that it's him. So cell in the east part of this floor. Find him, tell him about the unbearable solar noise, and we're good. All right, I got it. Yeah, you go do that before the jailer or someone else finds you. And when you get out, well, yeah, maybe a few. You might want to look into that. It's a bit of an infestation in here. I don't know if you want to deal with that, man. I've hunted worse things than you. So the jailer will slowly pursue you until he gets a direct line of sight to you. So, like, if he gets to that corner over there, he will start sprinting towards you. So what you want to do, ideally, is you want to wait for him to get to about even with you, and then start running in the opposite direction so that way he, doesn't have direct line of sight to you, and he'll have to turn around and go looking all the way over and everything like that. So, alright, our destination is on our left, so we want to wait for him to come rolling around that corner. Basically, I want to get him to be over by that door over there, and then I'm going to make a beeline for those doors up there. I believe the one we want is that one over there. If you see the screen start bouncing, like an earthquake is happening, it's because the jailer is pretty close. So just keep that in mind in case you don't have the camera directly near him. So, well, it's unbearable, man. The solar noise is atrocious. So, all right, we found the first member. So what's the plan? Also disgusting. Thankfully, I already got rid of my lunch. Yeah. Okay, so if we find ingredients that can, well, if we find the person that's looking for the ingredients, we should be able to sabotage his food. And that person is on the second basement floor. We're on the first basement floor right now, so we just want to look for a guy asking us what's for dinner, and we'll say, canned surprise! No, I'm good. And he even got a key card to let us go downstairs, so that's cool. Although this guy might make it a little difficult now because he's, yeah, fast food, I'm running, so you better catch me. Okay, so the door to the basement is over there. And he will slowly wander his way over here. Now, there's a whole bunch of doors with a whole bunch of prisoners here. And normally you can't talk to them because the jailer is on the floor, so if he starts walking towards you, well, you won't be able to talk to them because he'll catch you and then he'll throw you back in the cell, and you'll maybe get a few of them talked to before he throws you back in. But I'll show you a little trick once we go downstairs so that you can come and talk to the prisoners if you want. They don't say anything particularly interesting, but I'll do it anyway because why not? Okay, so we'll head downstairs. And once we head downstairs, the jailer will follow us. So he's down here on the basement second floor now. Yeah, I know how this works. I get it. But if you head back up to the basement first floor, he will stay on the second floor. So now you can talk to all the prisoners and see what they all have to say. So let's go see what they have to say, shall we? And that will, of course, fill your map out, which, well, you know how I feel about that, so. All right, that guy's already done, so. Yeah, bad eggs, and this place smells like rotten eggs, considering what they process here, so. No, it's ethically unbearable. All right, don't worry, kid. We'll get you out of here. Let's just let us take care of the jailer first, and then we'll take care of the jailer, and then we'll get you out of there. Don't worry about it. Just hold tight, everybody. I got you, fam. Don't worry about it. No, I'm not the jailer, so I'm not gonna kill you. That guy's got about the most realistic reaction, I think. Oh, don't worry. I'll get you out. We'll get there in a moment. Hang on. Don't waste your energy. You'll need it to get out of here. Well, you won't if I kill the jailer, but, you know. Don't worry, kid. You'll go home soon enough. I wonder if one of these kids in here is that Timmy kid that Fred was talking about before. Hopefully. Hang on, kid. I gotta kill the jailer first before I can open the door. Otherwise, he'll just kill the both of us, so. You won't. Don't worry about it. I got you. No, I know you won't. You stay in there, you definitely won't be eaten. Also, another thing that you can do by going back up to this first floor is you can actually take a look at the floor layout before you go down there so that you can figure out where you need to go. So, now, I forget exactly where the person was that they said had canned surprise, but it's not east. It's probably west. I'd have to go back and look. And I guess I could do that. I could go talk to the guy since we're on this floor. Hang on. He should let me back in, or at the very least, he'll tell me where to go. Yeah, we can talk to him again if we just do this. So if you need a reminder, you could also go do this. Yes, go over it with me one more time. Let's not think about that part. The guy with ingredients is On the west side of the basement, second floor. That's what I thought. Okay, cool. So we'll answer can surprise, and then that'll be it. So west side, can surprise. Got it. All right. Let's go check it out. Now, if you get caught by the jailer, you end up back here in your original cell up there in the top right corner, and then you just have to go down and try again. So, and usually what ends up happening is he ends up killing one of your characters. He'll black bind you, and then he'll murder one of your characters in cold blood, and then he'll throw you back in jail. So that's no good for anybody. You guys have the rings on, right? Yeah, I just don't have anything set in them. Okay. Since that's no good for anybody, let's just see if we can make it out of here without him, you know, murdering me. Nope. Come on back now. I don't bite. In this form. Probably one of those 3 doors up there, I would think, would be where he, where our person here is. See how the screen's shaking because he's close to me there? Yeah, that's how that goes. Let's see, which way is he gonna go? That way, good. Because that's what I'm, whoop, no. Hey, oh, ha! Come this way. That's what I want. All right, now we go. Up and around here. And yeah, like I said, try not to give him a straight line of sight to you, because if you do, he'll just start sprinting at you, and that'll make this a whole lot worse. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, no, it's fine. I'm not trying to eat you. Okay, so it's not one of these two. It must be one of the ones on the south side. Where's the jailer at specifically right now? Kind of wish there was an indicator on the, like, on the map, but, well, it's okay. It doesn't have to be one. Which way is he going to go? This way. Okay. So we got to dodge him and kind of go another aisle over, all the way down, and then to one of those two over there. Which, as you can see, are locked in a corner by themselves, so. But we'll do that in a minute. Everything has teeth in the other form, including Arjula's tits, because yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we already know well the kinds of craziness that led to Arjula's tits having teeth. It's just there for the absurdity, I think. Alright, which way is he going? That way. Make a beeline for it! I'm running. And now he can't directly catch me from where he is, even if he can see me, because as you can see, there's a fence in his way. Oh, I will, don't worry. Hang on. Let me just find the correct person. Can surprise is for dinner tonight. I mean, they did put her mark on her breast, so I mean, and Ed, as we learned last time, Surf may be into that. That is also true. Both of these are fair points. I ain't here to kink shame. I'm going to look at you funny when it happens, Surf, but I'm still not here to kink shame. Oh, boy. Okay, so what do we need to feed him? So on the south end of the 3rd basement floor, there's something that will be poisonous to the jailer. And just toss it in. Okay, so the conveyor belt that we saw was a meat processing machine, which would explain why it had all of those guts and gross things looking around it, because that was just the meat being processed. And yep, turn on the power in the control room, and we'll have can surprise for the jailer. Let's see, south side of basement, 3rd floor, so no, you don't need to sum it up for me again. And we do need that label because, well, the thing in the south side of the basement, 3rd floor is not a 15-year-old person. So. This game goes some places, though, I'll tell you what. We're killing a horse that's a pedophile that's also a cannibal. Like, that's absurd, man. Like, what the fuck? And yeah, put the label on the can so that he knows it's quote-unquote 15-year-olds. And then, there we go. Atlas does go to strange places. Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta do a dirty job to get rid of a dirty person. And Kumbanda here is a dirty person. Unfortunately, he's also a prepared person, because as you can see, he has a trap set for us, or rather, several traps now. So now what he'll do is he'll guard the door over there for you, so you actually can't get past him without getting him to run towards you. And he has these traps set here, so if you run into one of them, I'll demonstrate, it will stop you for a split second and force you to stand in one place. So the idea here is to get him to run away from the door, and then run around him as he's running towards you and get to the basement door there. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I forget exactly where he starts running towards you, but I'm sure we'll be okay. see. Start running if I come over here? Yep, okay. So do that, get him to run in a big circle, get trapped by the thing, but that's okay. We should have enough time. Yep, and as soon as you inspect it, he's gone, basically. You no longer have to worry about him catching you in the middle of the cutscene or anything like that. So, just hit the door and then go. And as with the last floor, he will chase you down here. I thought you had to put this past, the madam first before you killed us. Oh boy. Crazy guy. Anyway, so now that that's out of the way, we've already talked to a few of the prisoners. Let's talk to the rest on this basement floor, shall we? Deep but effeminate voice. Maybe later? I'm taken already, as it were. Apparently Surf is taken quite well by Argela's demon form. Anytime they have their name on the box, it's something else. Yeah, that's true. That is fair. Well, you don't have to kill me, ma'am. I'll have you out in a jiffy. Let me just get rid of the jailer before he kills all of us. Hang on, kid. We'll see your mom soon enough. I hope. I will live forever through their digestive system. Yeah, some of these are a bit of a gem. But most of them were just like, no, don't eat me. So, but I figured I'd show them, just for the hell of it. This is a mysterious voice. I don't know if that's a good thing. Oh, hang on, kid. You can tell your dad all about your adventures in jail shortly. Yeah, sure is. Solar noise is unbearable. Oh, wait, wrong person. Yeah, we didn't get to see this on the last time we played this, so I figured, I'll show it since I know how to do it now. Is that Gaius Van Baelsar in there? Good lord. Don't know what's going on in that guy's life, but it's not good. Let's see, that's all of them, right? Yep. And there's just as many on the next floor. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. But you can, again, see the floor plan of the next floor. It's a little trickier because there are cutoff points in certain areas that make it a little harder for you to get past the jailer. But we're going to have to, so we'll see what we can do. I think he starts, like, in this aisle here. Not the first aisle over here, but in this second aisle here-ish. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go in the third aisle, go up and around and down, and I think the one we're looking for is one of those bottom left ones. So let's go see what we can do, shall we? Excuse me. Lunch is attacking again. That is not a fence. He did bring his tools with him downstairs, though, so... But thankfully there's a fence right here to prevent him from catching you directly, so... But just wait for the tools to be done, or get caught by them. It doesn't really matter as long as he's not directly in a line with you. He might be here, though, so I gotta be a little careful. Okay, wait for that one, and then we'll go. And it's probably the other one, but... Oh, no, it's this one. Okay. Good lord, man. Yeah, this blob has been in here for a bit. He's, kind of gross looking. So we have a demon corpse that we just stuffed directly into our absolute storage space. Fantastic. And apparently he had a key card underneath him, so that's cool. Maybe it was one of the security guards here or something, and they just turned feral. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's just great. Yeah, apparently not. Wonder if they're working on that. Maybe we'll find out later. Okay, so now we just need to find the control room, and by that, he doesn't mean the control room that we passed already. He means the one that's down below us, where this guy hangs out all the time. Baseball Twitter is a mess right now? Why is baseball Twitter a mess right now? Oh boy, I don't follow baseball Twitter, unfortunately. Do the traps go away if you've already triggered it? I think they remain, if I recall correctly. I think they stay there. They'll just come back after you trigger them. But I'm not 100% sure. I guess we can test while we're here. You understand turning feral? Oh boy. That little test of frustration turn you feral if a game pushes you to that point, right? Well, that's the point, because we're the most dangerous game. We're prey that doesn't actually allow you to kill us. Let's see. Let's test, shall we? Okay, run away. And... okay, it stays there, it looks like. So there you go. Test complete. The It stays there, unfortunately for us. Now here's the hard part, right? Because as you can see by looking at the map, there's a fence there next to the jailer, and there's a fence here directly in front of us. Well, hang on, right here. So there's only one entrance to the door that he's guarding. So what you got to kind of do is you got to kind of meander around a little bit and not get caught by any of the other fences in such a way that he will basically run after you, and eventually you'll get around him and end up coming back to where you need to be. That's not exactly clear, but you need to draw him out of this aisle and then pull him around somewhere while you do a big circle and not get caught by as many of the traps as possible so that you can get back to where he is standing right now to get through the door. And it's not exactly easy, but we'll see what we can do. Wow. Yeah, I'll stand here for a minute, it's fine. As soon as you step over there, you trigger his AI pattern, so don't go over there until you're good and ready. Like that. Nope, I didn't trigger him. Hang on. I was wrong! Okay, so we can stand right here and not trigger him, so let's just wait for the trap a little bit. Okay, now we've triggered him, so now let's go running. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna get hit by this trap, but that's okay. Probably I'll get hit by this one too, because yeah, it'll pop up as soon as I do this. It's like when you're in a hurry at a stop sign. Now we're gonna hit all the red lights, basically, because of the fact that I hit the first one. So, this might not work out in my favor. Yeah, especially if I hit that one too. Wow. Alright, go away. Go away, thank you. Alright, okay. Where is he? Okay. I'm running! Ah, damn it. Yeah, we're gonna get caught. Okay. But that's the general idea, is you need to kind of get around it in such a way that you don't get caught by every single one of them, but also you get away from him before he does this to you. Not easy, but we'll get it. And yeah, as you can see, Blackbind, yeah, I don't know if it guarantees that he gets a crit on you, but if he doesn't, it's pretty close, so. All-Star Game results just came out, and a few fan bases are a bit angry. Oh, jeez, that's not good. It's a fan vote, so it's a breeding ground for angry people. Fair enough, then. Yeah, may want to stay away from that just to stay away from the opinions. Yeah, I did get caught in literally all the traps. Like I said, it's like hitting... When you're in a hurry, when you're driving a car, you hit all the red lights, basically. So, it's like that. But if you do get caught... this guy will bust you back out. And he says he can't keep busting you out like this, but he can bust you out as many times as he wants, so. Yep, we got everything we need. We just got to get down to the control room. So let's go do that. I don't think he's going to show up on any of the other floors now either. I think he just... once he leaves a floor, he won't show up again. So then you just got to do... You don't have to do all the puzzles sequentially correct. I mean, that would be something Nocturne would require me to do, but not here. So, saw that coming, though. I would expect you to get caught on the last trap. Yeah, I mean, the last one right before the door, yeah, that would have made sense, right? To be fair, when the teams got caught in a cheating scandal 2 years back, so it makes sense that none of the players started in the game. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I haven't followed baseball in a while, so I wasn't aware of that. It's interesting, though. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you'd want to make sure that they don't... there aren't any unfair advantages going forward. So, all right, let's plan our route here a little more efficiently, shall we? So it's this trap. I'm actually just going to get caught in it because it's almost over with. Let's talk to this person too. Yeah, I already played that game. It didn't exactly work out for me. Okay, so we want to trigger the trap. It looks like this one directly behind me triggers slightly before that one over there. So if I do this correctly, we can go that way and then head down that. I can still take the same route, basically, but I need to trigger it in such a way that I'm going, like, just before this trap finishes activating, like this, and then like this, and then we should be able to get past this one, yeah. This one will activate, that's fine. Probably held me for too long, but that's okay. Hit this one. Can I go this way? Yes. But I'm gonna get caught in all the traps. It's not really gonna work in my favor. It should bamboozle him a little bit, though, to make it easier to get past here. I got past that one, so that's good. This one will catch me. Yep. Okay, keep going, sir. If we don't have time to dawdle. That one is not in the way, and we're home free. Perfect. So yeah, you can get caught by some of the traps. You don't have to avoid all of them he's fast, but he's not that fast, so. Also, it's just starting the game. It's not like they're not in... Yeah, they played, so it's like, you know, they got to participate, so it's not like they're not playing at all, but... Oh, good. This is actually one of the battles that I would want to run away from. For one, Argela has almost no HP left, and for another, it's a cockatrice, and in this game, they're a pain in the ass. Also, he didn't chase you up the stairs because Kappa. Yes, for sure. Heck, I can type. No, it's fine. I knew what you meant. Do I want to use my rations? I think I'll just use my rations for this. She doesn't have that much HP, and I don't need the rations after this dungeon anyway, so... just in case this is a trap, let's go over here and save first. Alright, and I think we're still in good shape for mantras, because, well, we haven't fought anything since we got out of that top area, so... We will fight a few things down here on the basement 4th floor, though, so... And there will be some time for Argela to potentially learn Fallen Hero, which is also good. Alright, so let's grab the treasures that are down here. We'll fill out the whole map. And then once we're done with that, we can head back upstairs, because the control room is down here, and then we got to go to the other control room back upstairs once we find a way in. So, okay, there's an Amaryllis, which we can take to the Mad Mart for more money than that Narcissus that we got. Looks like there's one more chest over there. 3 Anzu, that's fine. I don't want to handle this. And I guess I could do this. And then transform with the press turn. And then go ahead and shoot again. Because that'll hit everybody. Oh good, I even got a panic out of it. And a frighten, which is nice. I don't know if Surf can KO this guy without me shooting him again. So I'm going to shoot him again. And do this. Just to get him out of here. And then we'll have Roland transform with the last press turn. Still can't get enough of Roland's demon design, man. It's great. Oh, good, he dropped some money for me. Fantastic. We gotta have Argela transform this turn, though, because she's gonna need to eat, so let's go do that. Do I have anything that... I have a couple of Thunder Rods, actually, so that should help with getting a press turn right here. I could just get press turns with Mazio, though. Yeah, we might as well. Then Roland and Argela can eat, or they could just kill them. I don't know my own strength, apparently. Yeah, the main one right now is just getting Fallen Hero for Argela. It's not strictly necessary, but it would be nice just to have as a bit of a safety in a little while. Okay, so we have a cockatrice. Why are they a pain in the ass? Well, let's use a spyglass and find out. You may recall in the previous game, they were in fact weak to Bufu, and they had very little HP because they were in the first dungeon. In this game, they have 200 HP, are resistant to ailments, and are only weak to guns. Which is atrocious because of the fact that you have to transform out of your form that does all the damage in order to actually damage them. You don't do that much damage anyway when you shoot them. And, I mean, I guess you could frighten them, but they're also strong against Tentara Fu, which means if I Tentara Fu, I only get, like, 100 damage out of it. So, it's not ideal for finishing the battle in one turn, basically. But I'm a Tentara Fu him anyway. Yeah, as you can see, it barely does anything to them. They also have Secunda, so as if they weren't enough of a pain in the ass, they can also reduce your accuracy, which is just fine, I guess. So this is almost like a mini-boss, basically. They're harder than essentially any of the other enemies that you would be fighting in this part. But, I mean, if you just whack them, eventually you'll, you know, make it, but... You're not getting full money out of them, that's for sure. Oh, and they have 2 press turns as well, so that's just great. But we reduced his attack power, so that should make things a little more bearable at the very least. They don't resist Terra for some reason, so I guess I'll use that. Because why not? And then we'll just boof with them, try and get a freeze. If we don't, it'll probably kill him. Yeah, shoot them all. For his neutral special, he wields a gun. That's what we need to do. But yeah, as you can see, not getting a whole lot of money out of that particular fight. So Might be able to eat him, though, because he's at a decent enough section of HP where I might be able to get away with it at a certain point. He's got 200, so shouldn't be that hard to kind of metagame around it. There's another blue diamond for you. So that should come in pretty handy. All right, let's just fill out the rest of the room, and then we'll head into that door there on the north side. I think that's it for the treasure down here, so don't really need much else. How do I want to handle this one? So we can't do the moss skills that we had before, but we can do this. There we go. Oh, I can get a press turn out of it, too. I don't want to mad rush, though, just in case the news, like, dodge or something, so... Just whack him in the face, Roland. There we go. And now we can Miragi. We won't get around to Arjula's turn to eat anything, but, I mean, I guess I could just do this. Make it so that she gets a decent chunk of AP out of it. And now she actually might be able to eat, so... I won't get as much money, but... It's more important that I get Medea. Because as you can see, fighting those cockatrices without it, not much fun. You just use triple down. Yeah, that would be nice. Just use your riot gun there. I almost said Joker, because that's who would be using it, is, you know, someone like Joker. But just use your riot gun there, sir. That'll do all we need. Okay, this should be a little easier to kind of play around with. So we do this. That should set him up nicely. Well, kind of nicely. Do this. She's frightened, so let's just get rid of her. Goodbye. Change the world, my final message. Yeah, just Agi this guy. Help CeeLo and Gale out a little bit. Actually, Riot Gun belongs to someone else. Yeah, I don't even know if I had Riot Gun now that I think about it in P5 Vanilla. I think I just ended up using Triple Down and, what was the AoE one? Riot Gun was AoE, but I think there was another AoE one. Unless Triple Down is the AoE one. I forget, it's been a little while. So, oh good, Roland got agility. He doesn't need it, but it's his lowest stat, so I suppose it's nice. Arjula's also almost done with Fallen Hero, so we'll just head in here and see what we can do. And then she'll be done with it by the time we get back to the large terminal. Yeah, he doesn't exactly clean this place, does he? Yeah, this is pretty fucking... I'm surprised that the computers even work with all these guts all over them. Like, Jesus. That shit'll sap into your keyboard. Keyboard will get all sticky. I speak like I know that from experience. Anyway, we got a control room key while we were in here, so apparently Commanda just leaves it down here. Yeah, let's throw the jailer in jail. How about that? Also, there's like a bazillion cans of, you know, that used to have meat in them. He has done a lot of eating, and it is disgusting, and I want to be out of here, but first, let's grab this. And this is the ring I was talking about before, the trick ring. It's actually one of my favorite rings in the game, and we will see why in just a moment. So if we go to equip this, we'll equip it on our higher agility character because it gives you auto Tsukakaja, but also auto Terrunda when the battle starts. And it's +2, -2. So you get -2 attack for +2 accuracy at the start of a battle. And it gives a little extra agility to help out with situations where the enemies might be... you know, a little faster than you, so it helps you out a little bit there. It has 4 slots in it, which is really nice. That gives us access to a lot of stuff. Like, we have a bunch of blue diamonds that I can slot into this now. We'll get yellow crystals from drops in the next dungeon. So the trick ring all around is really nice. I like it for random battles for basically the rest of the game, to be honest with you. It's just having that +2 Tsukakaja lets you dodge in situations where you normally wouldn't, and sometimes that saves your ass, so on hard mode. So we're going to load this up on Arjula and CeeLo basically every time they're in the party for the rest of the game. So let's do that. And we've got, you know, 5 blue diamonds to pass around between everybody, so I'm going to slot 2 of these into this thing right now. That'll get Arjula back up to almost where she was before with the vital ring, so that'll be pretty good. Look at all that blood. I mean, if spilling milk does that to a keyboard, blood probably would. Yeah, prepare to smack down those keys. Insert bloody comment about testing the blood keys. More blood for the blood keys. Oh boy. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue as well as more blood for the blood god, but you know how that goes. Okay, well, we got the trick ring, so that's a good find. Let's head back out and head up to the control room. But first, excuse me, let me try that again. But first, there's another strange sound coming from the other side, so let's see what's behind door number whatever this one is. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm sure they enjoy the taste. Oh, probably. Jailbreak! I would prefer not to. I like my insides inside my body. That's why they're insides. You guys are a little kinky, aren't you? Note the male to female ratio here, and also the fact that there's 1 Nekomata and 2 Aerobus. Atlas, what the fuck kind of kinky shit are you into? Anyway, let's just do this. And that will get rid of those guys pretty good. The Aerobus is frightened. I'm not even worried about that. Let's just Mazio them all. And goodbye. No more kinky shit here. Save that for... What's a porn website? The fact that I don't know the name of a porn website that has that kind of shit on it off the top of my head should tell you the kind of person that I am. Oh boy. Anyway. Let's see. I might as well run around in here for just a second. Argel is almost done with Fallen Hero. Probably if I had her eat that one Aerobus, we would have been done, but... And here's the other enemy that has enough HP to actually live through a Tentara Fu. Yuki. But he's weak to Earth, if I recall correctly, so that should make this a little easier. I think he's got like 200 HP, though, so yeah, that's not going to be quite enough there. Hell, this might not even be quite enough. Yeah, even on a crit, good lord. Wow, that was enough. And that's somehow one of your better gore-related comments? Oh boy. Brazzers, I think that's one. Took you a whole 30 seconds of searching through your memory to find that one, yeah. Like, I mean, I could probably come across a few sites that I've looked on for pornography, but I don't think I'd have any of them where they'd have, like, 2 horses and a cat lady. Like, that's a little beyond me. That's a little outside of my normal wheelhouse. Maybe that's too much information, but that's still a little outside my normal wheelhouse. Let's see. Oh, you got a few new skills for Argela now that she got done with that. We'll put Medea there in a second. Let's put everything else there first. There we go. And once we get to level 20, we can even keep Aikdi and Terunda on the same moveset, but we don't quite have that luxury yet, so might do with what we've got. Interpret that how you will. Oh no, it's fine. We all got our preferences. I'm okay with it. Let's get a new mantra for Argela now that she has Medea. We'll eventually want to have her work on Fierce Spirit as well to eventually get down here to Calm Spirit. But as you can see, not only does she have to learn Diorama to get to Calm Spirit, she also has to learn Hades, which has Recarm in it. And that's a lot of money between the 3 of those. That's like $80,000 to get to Calm Spirit to get me Diorama. So Medea will do us good for a little while. She's got plenty of magic to take advantage of it, so... Alright, Argela, what's next for you? Probably, you got Dragon Lord already, so I should probably get you Sramana and then work on Hiten, which is the level 3 wind skill, once we get to the next dungeon. That'll be a little easier for you, so let's get you Sramana, just so we can keep you working on that. Life bonus will be really nice for her, because she needs all the HP she can get, basically. So, alright, let's see. So CeeLo and Gale are still working on their stuff. CeeLo's still working on Earth's Shrine. He needs Sramana still, right? And then I think Roland still needs Sramana as well. Yeah, CeeLo needs it. Roland still needs it. Does Gale need it? Yeah, Gale still needs it as well. So that'll be everybody else's next bet after they're done with the ones they're on right now. And then, once that's done, then after that we will be, what's it called? Working on their level 3 skills if they have anything that they need, which everybody does have something that I need at a level. Okay, I'm saying level 3 because it's 3-star difficulty, but they're level 2 elemental skills like Agilao and Bufula. Surf needs Agilao, Argela needs Zanma, Gale needs Agilao, CeeLo needs Zanma and Tarazi, and Roland needs Tarazi. So we're going to want to work on those, and we'll have enough money for it by the time we get to the next dungeon, because I think the mantras for that are about to get very expensive. So, yeah. But anyway, we got to go back up to the other control room now, so let's head up here, and we will save. We're already done with the field hunt, so now we just got to get the factory working again. Then after we do that, we got to get the processor to process this blob. And then once we're done with that, we'll just go give the jailer a bit of a canned surprise, won't we? Ooh, nice. We got a rare demon encounter. So, you may remember these guys from the first game. They didn't come in packs of 5 in the first game, for the most part. But the Omoikan are back. And they have a bit of a riddle for us in this one. It's not like in the first game where they don't have a weakness to guns in the first game, but that's the only thing that does a lot of damage to them. In this case, they are only weak to magic, and only specific kinds of magic will actually work on them. So how lucky are we feeling, punk? Let's see. And this, I actually like this a lot better than in the first game, where it was just like, okay, what do I do? You know, in this one, you kind of can get a feeling for what you're supposed to do here, because each of these Omoikan have one of the 5 elemental weaknesses. So like one of these 5 is weak to Zan, one of these 5 is weak to Terra, and it's not the same one. They each have their own weakness. So like, let's say this one's weak to Zan, one of the other ones will be weak to Terra, one of the other ones Agi, Bufu, Zio. Now, if you guess incorrectly, they shield it and you lose 2 press turns. But if you guess correctly, you get a weakness hit and it gives you a flashing press turn, which allows you to guess on a different one after that. So let's see what happens when I use Zan on this one. So he shielded it. So that one is not weak to Zan. So now we have one more chance before they all run away to see if they're weak to either Agi or Bufu. So let's try Agi. And he shielded that too. So we know that one was weak to something other than Zan or Agi. But if you don't get them on the first turn, they all run away. Now, the rewards for killing them are very, very good, though. They give a ton of karma and a lot of money as well. Like, if I had gotten one of those guys to get hit with a weakness hit, he would have given me like $30,000 from that single battle, which would have put us way ahead of ourselves in terms of money for quite some time, even from just killing one. So, but if you get lucky with your guesses, you might even kill all of them, because you have enough press turns if you guess correctly the first time, every time. Not that that happens very often, but, you know. But yeah, I like that a lot better than in the first game because, well, it's a little easier to figure it out. It's a guessing game, and if you guess correctly, you're rewarded with a lot of good rewards. So they also give a lot of AP, incidentally, so if you want to, you could go running around in a dungeon until you find them and then just try to guess correctly, and if you don't get it, reset, and that'll get you a whole bunch of rewards, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I did, however, in my first playthrough, get lucky with an Omoikan battle in this very dungeon on my way out of it at one point. And I killed, I think, 3 of them or something like that, and I ended up getting like 2,000 experience and like $90,000 from that fight, so I was way ahead of myself in terms of money for a long time after that. But if it doesn't happen in this one, it's okay. We'll make do without it. It's just we're going to have to be a little more careful about what we buy. That's all. Okay, we've started up the meat processing machine, so now all we got to do is head back out here and stuff that blob into the machine and hope we don't jam it or something, because that would blow. All right, Nekomatas, let's get rid of them the same way as always. Yeah, sure, why not? And then Roland's gonna get a stomachache, so I guess Surf is eating this time because I gotta take care of Roland. The big bad Indra got a tummy ache. Hold on. I feel like that would be a taunt that all of his mortal nemesis from Hindu mythology would be like, "Oh, you got a tummy ache? Are you sure about that, Indra?" Anyway, Arjula got a level up. And also, she found something. MP data. Very nice, Arjula. Very nice. We haven't used the HP data that we have either, but we'll use that in a little while. Now that we have Ingest Mana, it's not strictly as important to use it as a free heal for everybody as it was in the first game. So, alright, let's toss the Demon Corpse in the meat processing machine. And hope that it doesn't get stuck in the gears too badly. I mean, it looks like they made this thing pretty heavy duty. It's got to process humans after all, so like, I would imagine it can probably process a blob. There's no bones to pick through. Yeah, me neither, CeeLo. No comment either. Okay, so this will lead to the other conveyor belts. Let's just head back this way and see what pops out on the other side, shall we? You can also watch it moving through the entire process through the whole factory, like we're going through Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory here. Something tells me that doesn't taste like chocolate, though. Or anything edible, to be fair. Ooh, we got another one. Wow, that's a surprise. Usually you don't get two of them that quickly together. All right, let's see what we can do this time. Are we going to get lucky? Let's find out. I'll do the same thing I did last time, because there's that fallacy, right, where it's like, this didn't work last time, so I should use something else, and then it just never works. So let's try Zan again. Nope, shielded that one too. All right, Agi. And he shielded that one too. All right, that's fine. One of these times I will catch it on camera where I get lucky and I actually kill one of them. Not today, though, apparently. Oh, and also the Rare Demon battle music that plays there is one of my favorite tracks in the game. If we get to a point where we encounter something else that has that music, I'm definitely turning the music up for it. It's really good. Oh, okay, must have gotten canned at that step. I feel like I'm playing the Outer Worlds again. I think I made that comment when we played this previously as well. I was like, are we back in the Saltuna factory in the Outer Worlds where we eventually found out that they were canning people too? Because the tuna all went extinct and they didn't have the resources to do anything else. It also spread a disease through the entire town, so that was even worse, but, you know. The Outer Worlds is the Outer Worlds. Please stop trying to charm Argela. She's still thinking about Janana, so maybe she's immune to your wiles. Okay, anyway. Do this and get them prepared for death. And we'll do this. I'm probably just going to kill the other one. I don't think I'm even going to devour it because I want Argela to get a little... She's working on Sramana, so might as well just do this. Let everybody get a little bit of AP. Another Thunder Rod and Surf Mastered Ice Demon. Roland's almost done with Earth Shrine as well, so that's all good. And Gale also leveled up, so that's also good. We'll go back to the save point after we're done getting the stuff, so after we're done getting the meat out of here. Gale got some good stats. He got a strength increase. That's helpful. Like I said before, strength isn't always useful in this game. Like, magic is, like, pretty universally the better of the two to have. But, in the vast majority of situations, you'll be using magic over strength anyway. But there are certain situations where having strength, and having physical attacks for that matter, is pretty nice. We'll get into those later, though. It's usually towards the mid to end game. So, full of meat. Mystery meat? Yes. Well, not a mystery to us. It's about to be a mystery to Commanda, but not just yet. Okay, we have the canned meat. We got the label on it. Let's take it back with us. We'll teleport back down to his control room. And then he'll be in for a bit of a surprise. And that surprise will be indigestion. But first we gotta take care of these tots, so goodbye. It just hits so friggin' hard. I'll never get tired of just destroying enemy encounters in these first couple of dungeons where we have access to Tentarafu. It's like catharsis. Just wait until we get into the tower and we get to fight archangels. Oh my god. I'll be laughing maniacally the whole time. Roland, you're almost done with Earth Shrine, so why don't we have you eat here? And I can get a couple of new mantras when we go to the next room. Get to the save point. Very good, very good. And we'll still get a little bit for everybody else, so that's good. Let's see, we got Montera and Earth Boost. Very good. Nintendo may have trolled the entire Paper Mario fan base, so how so? I haven't been looking at news for Nintendo lately. I think the only thing I've seen from Nintendo lately is my friend talked about Bidoof Day? Bidoof? I don't really know how you're supposed to pronounce that Pokemon, but apparently there's like a Bidoof Day now or something like that. I don't know. Alright, I've had enough of this guy. I don't even want to look at him anymore. Fuck you, wild card. This will do 100, so 111, that's even better. Can I fish for a shock? No. Alright, that's fine. Just do this, maybe. You know, if I had had Fire Boost, that would have killed, but oh well. Please don't destroy me. Okay. So when you're petrified, if the enemy attacks you physically, there's a chance that they will completely shatter you, instantly killing the character, which is just not fun. But he didn't do that, thankfully enough, so we can just grab this here disc stone and then put him away. So I'm just going to do this just in case it doesn't kill him. Okay. Or specifically the ones that played Origami King. Oh, okay, so that's not me. I've only ever played Thousand Year Door from the Paper Mario games, so... Wouldn't be me, it would be other people that get trolled. Bidoof Day is done, I can find peace. It's a should-be-dead meme the Pokemon Go has chosen to milk for one of 3 reasons. Oh, Lord. Great. Fantastic. Alright, let's see. So we got over here. We gotta buy a couple of new mantras. I'll probably just heal while we're there because I might need the MP. Well, I have chakra drops too, so maybe I'll just heal that way. I don't know. Well, first let's teleport back down. And hit yes this time. There we go. Okay, so we need new mantras for Roland and Surf. So let's get that. 1, they somehow think it's funny. 2, they want it to end and they're buying into it to speed up its death. Or 3, the positive publicity to hide bad corporate decisions. I don't know, it feels like there could be... It could be all of those, to be honest with you. All of those in combination somehow. So Sramana for you. Surf, you're done with Sramana, so I guess you're starting to work on buffs now. That's good. Always good when I can get my buffs. Alright, so Sramana for you. There you go. The thing about Roland's stats in the early game, at least until he starts to get up into the 20s and stuff, is that his vitality kind of lags behind with everything else, so he ends up not getting as much HP as everybody else. He'll fix that eventually, it just takes a little bit to get there, so... And Surf, we want you to get Bakuni. Meme isn't funny anyway, it's just Bidoof, yeah. It's just the doof. I don't know, I might have found that meme funny back in, like... When did Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum come out? Well, Platinum came out after Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, I don't even think I would have found that meme funny when they came out, because I think they came out in, like, 2007, and I was, like, 16 at the time, so I don't even think I would have found it funny then. I don't know. Alright, so get Sramana for you, you, and you. And then we're done with that, and we can work on level 2s. Good. Still never been told the origin despite asking, so you've accepted that there isn't one, and it's just dumb. I mean, you're probably right. It probably doesn't have a specific origin. It's just people being stupid. I mean, it's the internet. Is that... is that shocking? I wouldn't think it would be. Yeah, we'll restore while we're here. And I think before we go anywhere, I want to set up my skills just a little bit here. So my plan of action here for this next fight... Oh, good. $20,666. I hope nobody's superstitious. 2007 or 8. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I think that's about right. Because I think Black and White was 2010 or 11, so that sounds like it would be about the right time. My plan of action for this fight is I'm actually not going to have Surf in the party once we get what I want on the boss. He's going to be in there to start with, but I want to get a specific status ailment on the boss. And then once I have that, I'm going to swap Surf out of the party and we'll swap somebody else in. I don't have this as best of a skill as I could have for this particular part just yet, but well, we'll make it work anyway. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so who's going to be in for that fight? CeeLo and Roland are going to be in the party for this fight, and I'm probably going to stick Argela in there as well, but she's not going to be in the starting party, so... What do I need on CeeLo and Roland? Not a whole lot, actually. Surf's going to need Mutual Karma, and Gale already has it, so for CeeLo, we can take that away from him in just a bit, but we don't need to worry about that just yet, so we'll do it in a minute. Other than that, I think my skills are pretty well good. We've got Terrunda already. See, I think the skills are in pretty good shape, as they are for now. Mainly we want Terrunda and Maka Jam. We also want Zeo, but we'll be able to use that without too much trouble anyway. I think instead of Zan, though, I'm going to set a Void on Argela. Set Void Force just because she's weak to it. There we go. And she should have everything now she needs for the boss fight, while still being able to actually fight off the things that we're going to be fighting in the on the way to the boss fight. Because once you go into the control room, the boss fight will trigger as soon as you leave, so you got to kind of be prepared for it. The Pokemon Go account only tweeting poems that just comprise of the word Bidoof only further cemented your indifference to the meme. Oh my god, that would be annoying as hell. Next time, make a meme of an HM user that does get surf. Oh man, don't let Bidoof hear that. But yeah, I mean, that's fair though. Like, at least make it of Bibarel or something, you know? Actually, we might get into a... if we did get into an encounter here, it might be a Berserk battle, so that probably wouldn't be too bad for us. Okay, so who do I want in the party to start with? I don't want Argila in the party to start with. Do I? No, I don't want her in the party to start with, because the next boss uses wind skills, and it kind of hurts when he uses them, so I'm gonna... I think it's gonna be a little bit of everybody here, to be honest, because I think we'll start with Surf, Silo, and Gale, so I can get Terrunda going on him, and I can try to give him an ailment that I want to get on him, which I think Silo has access to now as well. Let's just get these things out of the way. Yeah, he has access to Maka Jam. The next boss is, for some reason, weak to Maka Jam, so we'll try to give that to him. Let's get Ingest Mana going on you, just because you don't need Mutual Karma. Although you don't need Ingest Mana for this fight either, so I guess I could keep that on you. You do need Mutual Karma, though, because you're going to be out of the party, so... Oh, okay. Important text message. Yes, you're still upset that it evolves into a water type and it doesn't get Surf in its base form. You would think it would, but I don't know. The bunny from Kalos gets Surf. How does it not get Surf? So do Sentra and Zigzagoon. I don't know. And it's a beaver, right? Like, you would think it's a beaver, so of course it's going to get Surf. No, apparently not. Oh, boy. I could set Zeo on you for this fight. Might come in handy for just a little bit of press turn abuse. Yeah, actually, it'll come in very handy for press turn abuse, so... And then you... I guess you can keep Ingest Mana, because you two are going to be in the fight anyway. So, well, I'll set Mutual Karma just in case. We don't need Ingest Mana for this because, well, it's a boss, so we're not going to be eating him anyway. Well, we eat him at the end of the battle. We're not going to be using Devour on him. That's the point. So try to spread Zeo out as much as you can in this fight because he's weak to it. But the main ones you want to have is have Medea on someone, have Terrunda on someone, and have Maka Jam on preferably a couple of people because it's a little hard to proc on this guy because he's not weak to it. But if we can get it, we'll be in very good shape, so... But first we gotta set down the trap, so let's do that. Yep, once he's vulnerable, we will spring the trap and attack. So let's do that. There we go. So yeah, as soon as you step through the door, once you set down the can and you step out, well, that's when he's gonna attack, or, well, for better... Actually, better than that, he's going to come in first and then attack, because apparently he walked down from the basement 3rd floor. And I don't think I went and saw what the people on the 3rd floor said either, now that I think about it. Although he's been up there the whole time, so... At least I think he has. Well, we got to see what most of the prisoners said anyway, so... it's alright. We got all the good ones anyway, I think, so... Not exactly up to your normal delicatessen palate, sir? I didn't take enough Tums for this! Oh, God! Yeah, you might have wanted to use the restroom before this. Or maybe put a bathroom in here at all, because this place doesn't seem to have one. Yeah, might want to smell before you eat, too. You do have a big nose, so I would think you would have smelled the rotting corpse in there instead of, you know... And for the first time in a video game, the enemies are being cucked by not having an item. Usually it's us when we don't have a Phoenix down, but in this case, the enemy is being cucked by not having a Disake. Oh, Kumbanda for shame. But even when he's weakened by being in horrible pain from indigestion, he's still not exactly a pushover, unless you get Maka Jam on him, and we also have Maka Jam on because we have 2 Maka Jams, but we'll worry about that later. He's weak to Zeo, though, so use that to your advantage for now, just to get some press turns, and let's see if we can get this on him. Okay, perfect. We got it right away. And that's exactly what I wanted as well, because that will make it a lot easier to fix my party up so that I can do some shenanigans with him, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's get a press turn here. There we go. We will deploy. So now that he has Maka Jam on him, he can never cure it for the rest of the fight, so all of his spells from now on will no longer work on you. Because he can't cast them, he's muted. So now that that's the case, I want to see if I can get Argela in here, so she can tear onto the first time. And then we'll deploy somebody else after that instead of Gale. I want CeeLo, Argela, and Roland for this particular fight. So, and we can also access Angelic Grace, which gives us defense up. It's basically the Rakakaja defense up thing that we had in the first game, but usually I don't need it in this one. It's usually better to just debuff them instead. Yeah, it was. So now he'll try to cast spells on you, especially Argela because she's weak to wind, but, well, won't exactly work out for him. Okay, so now here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a press turn, and then I'm going to tear onto him again. And then, let's see, how do I want to do this? I want to get Roland in, if possible. So Gale won't have to worry about his HP because he won't be participating. So let's deploy Roland now while he's distracted. There we go. And then, let's see. I could Void Force, but we don't actually need Void Force defensively in this fight. Actually, we need it offensively, as you're going to see in a moment, because I'm going to revert both Roland and CeeLo, and we're going to shoot this guy to death. Because as you'll see in a moment, when they shoot him, it hurts. So let's just give you an example. So because Argela has Void Force and she's in her demon form, you can actually access both Electric Shot and Electric Shot 2 through her with both CeeLo and Roland. Now, Roland's isn't as effective because it's only one shot, but CeeLo's is the most effective one because you can get up to 3 hits out of his submachine gun on this guy. So let's see what we can get, shall we? And this is the rest of the boss fight. CeeLo saying A and Roland saying and them shooting the hell out of him until he dies. You still want to keep yourself healed a little bit, though, because, well, he hurts when he hits you with his physicals. We tear-unded him, but that doesn't mean anything, so it means a little bit, but not that much. I'll toss a Thunder Rod, because why not? Hey, Black Chapters! Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're fighting Kumbanda in the internment facility, and I already muted him, so he's pretty much a pushover at this point. I say as he crits me, so that's fine. We'll heal it off, it's okay. And now we're going to shoot him again. But welcome to the stream, how you doing? Shoot him, CeeLo! Maybe for a little more than that. Yeah, I'll Dio. Let's use one of those press turns, why not? And then we'll do an Electric Shot too. Give it to him, Argela. I still love that dynamic camera angle, it's great. I'll use one of those Thunder Rods, why not? Just gotta keep doing damage to him, that's the point here. If I had Makakaja, we'd be in great shape here, because then I could just boost my magic as well, but, well, I can't, so I guess we'll make do without it. So most likely I'm gonna have CeeLo doing the shooting for this one. Roland will mainly be there just to kind of look cool. And then he'll just heal as we go, and we'll be okay. Because CeeLo does the most damage out of anybody, so yeah, he'll probably be the one to do it. I'll toss that Brave Ration. I think Argela's got like 115 HP? 118, so yeah, okay. Yeah, just shoot him. I'm memeing at this point, in case you couldn't tell. This fight isn't really that difficult once you mute him, so it's pretty much just deal with the physical attacks and you're fine. So that's why I'm having everybody just, you know, do this instead of doing something like Zeo with Electric Boost. I mean, you could do that if you wanted, but this is funnier, so maybe you should stop dying. Yeah, that's a good thought. I'll have to keep that one in mind. All right, Roland, go for it again. Just try to keep everybody's HP above like 75, and I think you'll be okay. Keyword is think. We'll find out in a second. Yeah. Usually he'll waste his turn doing that instead of doing anything remotely useful, so sometimes he'll waste both his press turns of just trying to cast magic on you and not realizing he's muted, so yeah, it's fine. I'd like to shoot with Argela's turn as well, actually, because she gets more damage because she has higher magic. So, yeah, as you can see, we're getting pretty close. I got 6 of these. I'll just throw one for safety. Why not? And then shoot him again, CeeLo. Okay, you know, I don't even care at this point. We're looking for a specific line of dialogue to indicate that he's basically dead, by the way. But he will absorb HP with Gorge as you go along here, so that might make it a little... It might take a little longer, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. We're just memeing it up, so... do I shoot or do I Medea? I think I Medea, because I'll be able to top everybody off that way. Unfortunately, this does use up a lot of Arjula's MP, but, I mean, what do I care? Look at what I'm doing to him. So. Okay, he didn't hit the line of dialogue because he keeps gorging, which is fine. We'll eventually get him, but, you know. And as we all know, it's better to laugh at the boss than to be efficient at killing the boss, but laughing at Mono is funnier, so do that first. I mean, if you can laugh at both, I'm okay with that, honestly. Okay, hang on, big brain time. Let's do this. To get that extra damage multiplier out of it. I mean, we only got 1 shot, but it's fine. Then we can do this. Won't get quite as much damage out of it, but it's okay. Nice. And then we'll just ration up Roland, and now we'll be okay. Okay, so now waste both of your turns. Try and cast magic, please. Thank you. That's what I wanted. This is 6, so I'm going to need to give it Arjula a chakra drop this time, but I had to do this for the meme. This is about as much playing as we'll be able to do with most of the bosses in this game. A lot of them don't mess around. So while I have the chance to meme, I'm going to take the chance to meme. Of course. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, just chakra drop Arjula. And that should be enough to get us through the rest of the fight. Because he's basically dead at this point. As you'll see right now. Yep, that's the line we're looking for. Please don't explode. You only have 1 orifice where that shit comes out of. And I'd rather not clean that off of my good clothes before I eat you. Stop that. And plus I get to hear CeeLo go every time, so that apparently on its own is a meme. I don't know. It's pretty funny, I guess. It's just like, okay, whatever. He's giving us the thumbs up and saying A. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a good day. And for defeating him, we get $5,000. We also get a Blood Ruby and a whole lot of experience and AP. So that's good. This will be the last boss fight, by the way, where we don't have the Rich Ring equipped until, like, near the end game, just because of the meme. So, yeah, get used to us getting a little more money than that, basically. Feel like cleaning that should be the least of your worries? I mean, yeah. Don't think you'd want to eat him, all things considered. Yeah, he's probably kind of still a little poisonous. Maybe we, like, char-grilled the body. I mean, we have enough Agi where we could probably char-grill the body and, like, exhume all the poison out of his skin or something before we eat him. But we did eat him, and we gained a whole bunch of AP for it, so whatever. Roland got Mazio and Electric Boost, so that's good. The thumbs up is good. CeeLo got magic and agility. Perfect. He also found an item. What'd you find, brother? Discurse. Good. That will help. Arjula got magic and agility. That's good. Roland got strength and vitality. That's also good. And Surf gets whatever the hell I want. So let's do this. And I think after this, we'll start leveling his magic again like we normally do, where we give him the 3 magic, and then we give him 2, 1, and 3, and 2, 1, and 3. Do it that way. Also, Surf found another chakra drop from somewhere, so I guess I got the one I had back. That's good. Okay, meme over. Kumanda is dead. The prisoners are free. We can take the fight directly to the Karma Society now. And I got this done faster than I did the last time I played this, so that's pretty good.
Okay. Adil's gonna raise some hell in the city.
Nice.
We can grab the cyber. We can save Sarah.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little getting used to that, huh?
Room inside the main tower.
Okay, cool. So we'll just go to the main tower, we'll get Sarah out of there, and then the Karma Society can eat my entire ass, for all I care. Uh-oh. What happened, Fred?
I'm not a kid. I can figure out what happened.
Oh, that's not who I think it is, or was, is it? It is. I think they're gonna say it right here, but in case they don't, that was Timmy's hat. He's dead.
Why do
Hey, that looks familiar. Specifically to Gale.
Lupa, what shall I tell your child?
Well, that connects that plot thread.
Where did you get that?
My dad gave it to me. Olive leaves are symbols of peace. But I'm too old for that now. I gotta grow up.
Fred, I don't know about that.
Strong.
You can be strong without growing up, you know. You can be strong with these emotions.
Your father. He told me that. He wants you to grow up as an honest child.
You knew my dad?
Something like that.
Be proud of your feelings, Fred. It's okay to be a kid.
I feel like he's the least likely person to say that considering who he is, but... I told you Gale gets all the good lines in this game, though, didn't I? Good work, Gale. That was good work. Yeah, I mean, I like memeing it up as much as the next guy, but even I can't make fun of that scene. That was pretty good. This game has a lot of scenes like that, though, where it's got some really good character interactions, so... Oh, I knew your dad, all right. Yeah, we may or may not have murdered him when he went insane inside of the simulation. Maybe we shouldn't tell him that part. Please stop crying. I don't have the emotional support abilities for... Oh, piece of Yoshi, you don't even know. If you're crying from this... Oh, man, I don't... The Fields train hasn't even left the station yet in this game, man. Oh, wait till later. Oh, good lord. Well, now he knows that his dad had a message for him, so that might have been a bit of a shock to the system. I get the feeling his dad was really busy, first between, like, because you could kind of see who I would assume was Fred's father in that picture they showed us of Jenna Angel originally when we were talking to Roland after the first dungeon. He was on the left there in a scientist's outfit. So I would imagine he was very busy when Fred was growing up, both as a scientist for the Karma Society and then as the leader of the Lokpala. So, yeah, he probably didn't have the best relationship with him, but I can't believe you killed him. He started it. I mean, he did start it. That's true. Well, he did kill him. It's kill or be killed in the junkyard, unfortunately. Well, that depends. How much are they actually reporting on the things that happen in here? My guess? Probably not a whole lot. Alright, sounds good, but be careful. We need all you guys intact for the final assault that we do on the tower coming up. Oh, no big deal. Don't worry about it. I'm just glad everybody's safe. I think you got your information wrong there, kid, but I'm not going to question you. Typically, it's people crying in games and shows that make you stop if they make any sort of noise, because it's usually an ugly cry, which means Yoshi's Island flashbacks. And you know what that means? Killing baby Mario in a fit of insanity. Oh, boy. Yeah, nothing like that in this game, but some of the character interactions by the end game get pretty depressing. We'll just put it that way. Well, thanks, Roland. I'm glad you finally realized that. That's why our eyeballs are all different colors. It's a long story. That's the idea, Fred. Remember him and do right by him. Because that's what he'd want. Yeah, that is a good question, isn't it? I wonder why that was the case. Yeah, but Gale did good, even if he made a mistake. Gale, yeah, that Lupa might not have been Greg. I mean, I think he'd forgive you anyway, but, you know, and it was the right thing to do no matter what. Fred was hurting, you know. Gotta comfort the kid a little bit. And Gale did about the best job anybody could have at it. Gale, of all people. Well, I'm glad. It means that your emotions are finally stabilizing a little bit, so you're not just, like, No emotion, all emotion, you know? Why can you hear Mario crying if he's in a bubble? Infraction? Is that the... I think that's for light, though, going through water. I don't know if sound infracts when it goes through water, but you would think that it would be like a really muffled sound if you could, like going through a bubble. Also, someone should tell him that growing up is just accepting that you're doomed to be depressed. Maybe we'll wait until he stops crying about his dad before we do that. Oh boy. So anyway, we got to go to the corporate office because that's where they're holding Sarah. And yeah, like I said before, Greg founded the Lokpala. I think we could kind of have implied that before this, but if you couldn't, there you go. And he also died 2 years ago, and that's no good. But anyway, so you could go back into the dungeon and use the healing terminal if you want, but if you use the exit right here, wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. We now have access to the world map, which we didn't have access to for the first 3 dungeons. And by going to the world map, you can actually head back to the Lokpala's base of operations whenever you want, even if you're inside of the city. Which is very nice because the Lokpala's base of operations has a healing point that is free and heals everybody. So that's what we're going to go do. We're going to take advantage of that. Because he's just that fucking loud. That's just why we kill him. Oh boy. You know, I really got to play Yoshi's Island again. I never beat it. One of these days.
Yeah, you definitely should.
I beat the original Super Mario World, but I never quite got around to beating Yoshi's Island, so... yeah, I'll get to it. Okay, let's see. Who's at the highest amount? So CeeLo and Gale, I think, need to be in the party again. Because they have less experience than everybody else. And also I need to give them the correct rings. So let's get the Trick Ring, the Magic Ring. We'll eventually find a replacement for the Magic Ring as well, but it's going to be in our slots for a little while, so... we'll make do with it while we've got it, and eventually we'll find something that's a little better. But not yet. So. Oh, and I also got to set everybody's skills up again, because I kind of messed around with those, so let's do that. You don't need Maka Jam anymore. It's really only useful for that boss fight, and then like one other situation in the game, maybe. But you really don't need that all that badly, so. I had life bonus on you, I think. What's going to be better for this one? I really don't need Fire or Ice Boost because I'll just use Tentara Fu instead, you know, so I guess I'll just stick Life Bonus back on you and go from there. Oh, excuse me. Surf is one of those cases where, like, he has all the skills he really needs, and when you access more skill slots for him, you kind of end up just filling them out with passive skills because I don't really have a whole lot of... He doesn't learn any healing skills. He'll eventually learn buffs, so I'll want to equip Tsukakaja on him as soon as we get that, but we're not quite there yet, so... Alright, Gale, you will just get these exclamation points out of here, and then we'll give you ingest mana. All your other skills are good except for Zeo. Let's put Zan back there. You don't have double slash yet, so I can't really use that for your... Although double slash is random skill, or a random hitting skill, and it's not high accuracy, so I don't know if I'd want that for you anyway. You want Zan back on instead of Void Force. And Mutual Karma is good for you, so we'll keep that there. Mutual Karma is good for you, and you have... What else could I stick there instead of Terukaja? Anything? Yeah, I think Terukaja is probably good for you. Eventually I'm going to want to switch that with Tsukakaja as well, but we'll get to that eventually. Okay, I think our skills are all ahead good. Somehow they added 5 other babies to Yoshi's Island DS, and Baby Mario still pisses you off the most. Not even Baby Bowser or Wario were worse than Mario. Shows who the true hero is. Yeah, Mario hogging all the spotlight again. Oh boy. Let's see. I'll go to the shop first. We'll sell off some stuff, and we'll see if there's any extra supplies that we want to buy. And then we'll hit up the terminal, we'll buy some stuff, and then we'll head off to see the city, and then we'll call it a day. This is sell, right? Yeah. Okay, so we want to sell... that. I think we got a Narcissus and an Amaryllis, and we got a Clover from one of the fights, so we'll sell that too. Because why not? And they'll get us a good chunk of money as well. I think we're at rank 3, so I don't think we're at any point where we're going to be close to having enough points to get to rank 4. Yeah, we still need quite a few. We need to buy or sell a total of $34,500 more dollars worth of supplies before we'll get to rank 4, so... Not that there's much to buy at rank 4 that I actually care about, but, well, we'll get there. And this will get us a little closer. That'll get us a total of 48 points, so it's pretty good. Also, Bowser just gets into an altercation with his older self twice, one of which both don't recall since it happens the second time and they don't remember each other. Maybe the universe just corrected itself. It's possible. Okay, so we hit a milestone of some kind because we can pick one of these. Probably the medical kit. Chakra pots are nice, but I don't really need them with ingest mana, so I'll take the medical kit. That'll save me a little bit of money that I would be using otherwise to purchase them, so... what else we got? Sapphire, yeah, we can get rid of that. I think the Blood Ruby is just like either luck or agility. Yeah, it's agility. We don't need that. Just get rid of that too. Eventually, these don't sell for a terrible amount. They only sell for like 600, 1200. I think the most they ever get to is like close to 4,000, if I recall correctly. Maybe a little more with the shop rank going up, but these don't sell for much. It doesn't really matter too much though. It's just, I don't need them, so I'm not going to slot them into anything. You could, if you actually wanted to use those stats, but I don't really need the agility. I don't really need the strength. Most of the time I'm just using magic anyway. So I'll just keep the ones that I need, which is vitality and magic. And luck, well, it's luck, so won't need that at all. Let's see. I don't think we need any new ammo. Could get another metal jacket for Argela, but I think we're okay for now. You can also buy these if you want. The Protect Ring is kind of like the Phantom Ring, except it gives you a Rakukaja, I think, instead of a Suku. And then this is increased agility, but yeah, I really don't need those all that much. If you're playing on New Game Plus, though, you do want to buy all of the rings, because if you get all of the Karma Rings in the game, and one of them you can only get in New Game Plus, there is a unique reward that you can get at the end of the game. I won't be able to demonstrate that because I'm in a fresh game, but you can take my word for it. There is a unique reward for those Karma Rings if you are on New Game Plus. So I think we're pretty good on Disc Poisons, but I'll buy one more just to get up to 15. Make it that nice number that I usually get to for these things. Get a few more Disc Aches. Eventually we won't need those once we get Iron Stomach, but we're not there yet, so. Some Disc Mutes. And then I guess I'll buy 4 of these because they're only 100. They're called KR rings. Big difference. Yeah, I gotta make sure I use the correct terminology here. What was I thinking? I'll get up to 15 on Disc Stones as well. We probably won't use most of those for the rest of the game, but hey, whatever. I'll have them at least in case we need them. Let's see. Yeah, 2 of them will get us to 15, so that's enough. And, oh, by the way, since we got the Rich Ring out of the Crimson Box, if you want, you can buy more of them, and you can get a whole bunch of, like, attacking items from them. Mainly, you'll get the level 1 attacking items, but you have a chance to get a wild card or a level 2 attacking item, like a Fire Bomb, a Frost Bomb, that sort of a thing. So the prizes from this aren't too bad, but I don't personally really need them all that badly. Usually I'm okay without them, so I think I'll just pass on that. There are other loot boxes you can get in the game by getting to a different rank, but I usually don't buy from those because the unique ring from those ones isn't as good as the Rich Ring, at least in my opinion. There's one that's kind of a luck of the draw ring, and then there's another one that's... They're not as good, that's just the point. I'll buy 5 of these just so I have them. We're starting to get to the point where regular rations are not going to be good enough to keep our HP up, so I'll buy a few of those Brave rations, and we'll probably get a whole bunch from battles too, so... Okay, so that's that. Let's get Gale a new mantra, and then we'll save and we'll head off to see the city. Yeah, we actually did pretty good this time, though. I think we were in the internment facility for like a stream and a half last time, and we're already well past that this time, so... Maybe the tower will fly by just as quickly on the next one. We'll find out, won't we? Alright, what am I getting you, Gale? Sermana, that's what I'm getting you, because you don't have that yet, right? Right. Okay, so we'll get you Sermana, and then we'll work on Aguilau for you. And ideally, by the time we get into the tower, we'll be able to... Actually, this is Gale's last level, too, so he'll definitely be working on Fire Leader after this, which is the level 3, 3-star one for Aguilau. But when we get into the tower, we should be getting enough money together where even if we're buying these $10,000 ones, we should be able to get enough funds together where that's not a huge issue for our wallet. It might be a little bit, but we'll be fine. It won't be a big deal. All right, so we'll get Sermana for everybody else. CeeLo still needs to get it, but he's still working on Earth Shrine, so we'll work on that with him in just a little bit. And let's save. Save right here. All right, we're off to see the city. I like how tight our level spread is here as well, actually. Usually, and in the first game, it was a situation where Surf was always like 4 or 5 levels ahead of everybody else. But when they give you mutual karma this early, your levels kind of stay pretty consistent, you know what I mean? Like, Surf is only a little bit ahead of everybody else, which is nice because that means everybody's at about a similar level of strength. And that means nobody's ever falling behind. Surf isn't carrying the party in some cases like he has previously, so I'm okay with this. Alright, so we were just in the processing dome, so we don't need to go back there. There are 2 other areas before we head to the administrative district where the Karma Society Tower is located, and they're just little side areas that I like to check occasionally just to see if there's new dialogue, so we'll go to the urban area first. Go to the shopping mall. Unfortunately, it's not an actual Mad Mart. It's something that we can't buy anything from, so yeah. Yeah, nice place you got here. The sun doesn't kill everybody, so it's a lot better than where we came from. Okay, cool. Thanks for the directions there, sir. Is that the cat? What are you doing here, little buddy? Yeah, so this is the same cat from the junkyard. I guess he left the simulation? What did he do? Follow us all the way up the tower when the junkyard was deleted? Oh boy. Yeah, same cat. I don't know how he got here, but he's here. Right, but yeah, I was gonna say, why put a cat into a simulation like the junkyard? Like, that place is it's a hell zone. I mean, everything dies in there, so why put a cat in there? Seems like the thing wouldn't be able to defend itself. It made it through the game okay, but, you know. I have no time for those peasants in the prison camps. I am an elite member of society. I must rebuild things by standing here and thinking. The whole game. Sorry, I guess I am a little loud, huh? Okay. Yeah, that is fair, Conquer. If the cat knows instant transmission, like you said, then yeah, he would be able to survive pretty easily because nothing be able to kill him. He just zoop, zoop, just pop in and out of reality like that one cat from the beginning of Metal Gear Rising. Can't hit that guy because he just backflip, backflip. I think they're just trying to get under your skin, Arjula. I'll be honest with you. Nothing. That's the point. They're living in a society where they've never had to fight for anything they want. I mean, look at them. Listen to them talk. I feel like a stranger in a strange land here. Oh boy. And I said it in the previous one, I'll say it again. I don't like these guys and their opinions, but I do sort of understand this guy's dig about, well, resources are limited enough as it is. He's right, resources are limited, but I feel like that's going to be immediately followed in his brain by, if they eat my food, I won't live, which is not the right idea to follow that with. Resources are limited enough as it is should immediately be followed by, we should research ways to get more resources so we can all live. But is that what he's going to be thinking? No, most likely not. What, these? Well, you should probably talk to your supervisor about that one. I just walked out with these ones on, man. I don't know. Okay, anyway. That's all for the urban area. And like I said, you can just check back here for new dialogue after each dungeon. There ain't really a whole lot going on here, but sometimes the people have interesting things to say. And similar case over here in Sala Park, so let's go check it out. A park with lush plants. Boy, that looks nice. It's too bad it's a fallacy. This piece is a farce. It's not real. These people haven't had to fight for it. These low-res bushes and trees. Yeah, they probably can't grow outside. And then there's also that, yeah. And that could be a problem. Hopefully we'll be able to do something about it before it becomes acute. Yeah, this is kind of a hellscape, isn't it? I mean, you gotta think about it. I mean, we came from a hellscape, but I don't know if it's worse for it to be in your face about it being a hellscape, or for it to be like this, where it looks nice, but it's a lie, and it's actually just as bad as where we came from. So. Well, I mean, can't say I'm against you necessarily there. I do think that we should give them a chance, but it doesn't sound like they want to fight for that chance, so... See what I mean? Complete complacency. Oh, boy. Yeah, all these things are trees, CeeLo. Very, low-res trees again, but that's okay. It's a PS2 game. I mean, imagine if they were lush trees with foliage and all of that. I mean, think about it this way. Even Skyrim couldn't handle lush trees with foliage. Granted, Skyrim was a huge game, but this game would probably buckle in terms of its frame rate if this place was filled with actual trees, so rather than these low-poly ones. What about the elite in other cities? Why don't they get to enjoy it? So you can just do whatever you want with no repercussions whatsoever. Oh boy. Yeah, now you're not making an effort at all. Oh man. I wonder how they're going to restructure the human genome to allow you to live under the sun that turns everyone into stone. Keep that one in mind. Oh boy. Yeah, maybe, but... I mean, I agree, you should be fighting it, but you shouldn't be doing it in such a way that you hierarch society to do it, you know? Okay. Well, let's go, let me see here. Do I want to go to the administrative district to end it off there? There's a save point directly inside. But do I want the beginning of the area for the thumbnail on the next stream? This is the question, isn't it? Well, we can go there and talk to everybody at the very least, and then maybe we'll go there, talk to everybody, and then we'll head back to the underground city, and we'll save there. Then that way I can, you know, have talk to everybody. We can go straight into the tower like I was gonna next time anyway, and then I can still get the thumbnail. So we'll do that. Don't talk about low-res trees. It brings back bad sword and shield memories. Yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? Oh, good lord. I remember the bad sword and shield memories, that's for sure. Man, what kind of crazy architect made this place anyway? Like, that place has got to be a nightmare to work in. Like, can you imagine? Oh, I got to go to the administrator's office. I'm on the 55th floor, so in order to get there, I have to go down to the 20th floor, go all the way around, and then take 6 other elevators to a different place, then walk across a bridge. Jesus Christ, like... It's got to be a nightmare. Like, you'd think at the very least they'd have, like, a central elevator so that it's like, okay, well, we built the place in a circle around this elevator so everybody can get where they need to go. But judging by the looks of that place, no, not even remotely. Yep, that looks like the head office, all right. Think it's going to be a trap, Roland? We'll find out soon enough. Yeah, they don't seem to be too keen on stopping us. And that is a good question, Argelo. We haven't seen him since DDS 1, so... No, I don't think he died, but I do wonder where he went. Yeah, she's waiting for us up there, CeeLo, so we'll go see what we can do about that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sir, the correct term nowadays is intersex. I'm pretty sure hermaphrodite is a taboo word now. Oh, you know. So the chief director and Madame must be 2 different people then, apparently, according to this. And I don't think Surf and Co. know who the chief director is just yet, so I'm going to feign ignorance as well. I mean, I know because we've seen her in a different cutscene, but, you know. Will she? I mean, I know who Madame is, and I'm not sure if she'll do anything. She seems to have a specific plan, but I think that's getting ahead of myself, so... Oh, really? Huh. Well, maybe she's not so bad after all. I'll have to go chat with her and see what kind of person she is. Oh, really? It might not be rebellion, but it might be insurrection. So... What does this guy got to say? Oh, really? Looked like the door was unlocked. Maybe just that office is closed for registering names. You want a complete stranger to name your son? Are you sure? Oh boy. Okay, so this guy asks you to name his son. You obviously can't name him Argela because he'd look at you funny like, wait, like that lady over there? Are you sure? This game isn't that kind of progressive yet. But you'll get a different reward from him depending on which one you say. Now, the most min-maximum reward out of all of this would be to say Gale because of the reward that you get from it. I believe if you say Surf, you get a pink sapphire, which is a higher level sapphire than the regular ones. Heat gets you a Tiger's Eye, which is a higher level than the Cat's Eye. And CeeLo gets you another Blood Ruby, I think, which is, it's the second level of Ruby, obviously, and we got one from Commanda there. So this is probably the least effective one, unfortunately, because, I mean, CeeLo's a great name. But I think I'll take the min-max route. We'll name him Gale. Well, that's the idea. Our Gale is pretty intelligent, so glad you like it. And he'll give you a pink crystal for telling him the new name. So what does the pink crystal do for us? Let's go check it out, shall we? Let's see. So we can customize the trick ring with it, and as you can see, it gives +3 magic, which is really nice for the trick ring there, because again, we're going to be using it for the entire game. So I think I'll slot that right now. And occasionally, I've been waiting to see if it happens, but it hasn't happened yet. Occasionally, when you slot a gem into the ring, it'll turn out to be a high-quality gem, and it will give you +1 more in that stat. So like, let's say I set another blue diamond into the trick ring. Occasionally, it's random, but it's factor of RNG. It will be a blue diamond that's a high-quality blue diamond, and it'll give you +3 vitality instead of +2. And you could save scum for that if you really wanted to as well, but I usually don't bother. I just slot it in. We're already getting bonus stats from those things anyway. I don't need to min-max for it. You know, this game isn't that hard. I mean, if you watched me play it previously, you might have thought it was that hard because I died like 8 times in this damn tower, but yeah, now that we have Tentarafu, excuse me, that shouldn't be as big of a deal. And I know what I'm doing, so that should be it should be a little easier for us to get through the Karma Society Tower, but will we be able to locate Sarah on the top floor where she's supposed to be? And where the hell has Heat been this whole time? Find out on the next episode of Digital Devil Saga 2, the Stream Edition, which will be happening sometime early next week at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, probably on, I'm going to say Monday, because this is Independence Day weekend for us here in the U.S., so there's going to be fireworks. And there's going to be a lot of them this weekend, so even when it's daytime. So I may not be able to do it without everybody popping off fireworks in the background. So I think we'll just wait till Monday, get that all out of the way. So I'll meet you here then. Until then, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I will see all of you early next week for the next episode. Until then, take care and have a good one.